Welcome, everybody, to Heroes of Histaeria, Sandsea Saga. Brought to you right here on the Delta Cryptid channel. Thank you very much for joining us. We are back with our fantastic crew, about to hop into the adventure. If you haven't already, though, before we jump in, please make sure to subscribe, like, all that other stuff. All right, guys, feeling good?
Yep.
Oh, good.
I need to see some
Sure are.
to get the tea.
Let's do it. Okay, so
Let's get this bread.
where we last left off, you had retrieved the Sunweave sails from the wilds of the Whispering Jungle. After opening the carnivorous mantrap plants that attempted to devour Pym, you made the acquaintances of Ashara, the Aarakocra, and the dissolving body of Zinc, the Yuan-Ti engineer. Let's see, you noticed a sandstorm brewing on the horizon, and you all decided, okay, time to head back to the Frog Grove. So in your hasty return, though, you did run into a little bit of difficulty, but through teamwork and ingenuity, you guys managed to overcome. Now you've returned to the Frog Grove amidst that same impending sandstorm, parting ways momentarily to accomplish your individual goals. You're all faced with new encounters. Pym and Luna, you entered the Wild Hunt, and through Pym's keen gnomish hearing, you managed to drop the eve that the Yuan-Ti prisoners were plotting. Lycus, you found yourself in a tense standoff with Idris Hispida as the sandstorm threatens to whip up and take away the tent that you two are currently sheltered in. Weapons at the ready, you are conducting an ancient seaman's ritual to learn more about one another and establish your trust. And then Edanor, this is probably the most concerning of these encounters. You entered into a Gripply hut and you were faced with 5 sets of glowing yellow eyes. And as your vision adjusted, you noticed that you were not surrounded, but you were face to face with 5 goblins. Well, goblinoids, 1 bugbear, 4 goblins. And as you stepped in, we last heard, well, it looks like I picked the right hut, didn't I? So, let's see. I think everybody's probably got stuff they want to do, and I am really not sure how this is all going to resolve. So, let's roll initiative.
I was just gonna say rollies.
Okay.
All right,
Let's
what's
not
your
having my
modifiers
dice out.
for?
Initiativo.
Pym and Luna, you two are together, so I'm just going to actually take you two as like a... Did you get an 20?
Close.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm going to like kind of take the average of you two. Luna and Pym, what'd you get?
22.
I got 10.
Okay. So we're looking at 32 divided by
16.
2, 16. All right.
I need to hang out with other people.
One roll.
You also failed the stealth check.
You made noise in the hallway too.
Yeah.
But
Edanor, what'd you get?
11.
Okay. Pym carrying the team. Lycus.
Solid 18.
Nice. All right. Lycus is coming first then.
15 on the die. Are we adding our actual initiative bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to clarify, this is just for who starts, not necessarily combat initiative, correct?
If it does devolve into it, because we're going to need to be tracking rounds, we're probably going to just keep this throughout.
Well, that's fine, but I'm just saying, like, within the combat itself.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Let's
I
see.
just wanted to clarify. Just in
All right.
case. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Never know.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm just putting in some notes here.
So, I mean, you never know if Ollie will actually start fighting Idris, so that's who
That's
I'm
true.
clearly thinking about.
We're all thinking
That's
about.
true. Actually, real quick reaction from last session. Lycus and I decided we do apply damage after catching Idris in that lie. So go ahead and roll that damage for me, buddy.
Yep. Let me see how much.
He
that's
just
not too much.
drops.
No, it's not.
he was almost dead actually.
Oh,
How would you want to do this?
it is unfortunately max damage. But if you don't mind, I can describe how this
Please
happens.
do. Please do.
So, Lycus was trying his best to try to contain this. Like, he sort of understands this ritual, but he's a novice. He's only vaguely remembers his older captain doing this at one point. So he was trying to hold in this effect, this thing. And when Idris pulled down the tent and got closer and said that indeed he was lying, him admitting this kind of surprised Lycus more so than the lie itself. And he kind of lost focus. And from that point where his claws just barely enter the flesh, that aura of his, that purple and golden aura, starts to leak out like a liquid or a fire almost, and generates the full form of his werewolf behind him, behind Idris, as it wraps around with his jaws around the neck of Idris, and he pulls in like his actual arm to deal 7 damage.
That's some good damage, actually. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's max damage for this ability.
Nice.
It's very unfortunate. And
Very
with that,
nice.
you see Lycus as he's starting to sweat, sort of that sweat from pain, not like from exercise, but when you just experience pain.
Yeah.
But it's so much that you start to sweat. And as Idris looks down, he sees that Lycus has his own claws into his arm, trying to pull back. I'm sorry, I thought I could stop this. Maybe we keep the line to a minimum. I'm sorry.
I had to test your magic and make sure it worked. It's quite some power.
Yeah, would you believe it's my first time?
I would. Well, it seems like your magic is real. So here we find ourselves then. I guess it's my turn. You're learning quite a bit about me. And if you're not careful, you're going to learn secrets that could either be the end of you or the end of me. Why should I trust a pirate?
Well, I'm not sure why you should trust a pirate specifically, but me, I see you as a friend. And if you're my friend, I'll make sure you succeed.
I appreciate that sentiment.
That being said, don't trust a pirate. And he just kind of smiles.
I've heard a story or two about you, Captain Lycus. But it's your turn.
How badly I want to waste a question to ask what story.
Mm-hmm.
You hate the cult deeply, it seems.
The slumbering serpent.
Yes, they claimed to be part of your group when we first arrived. Do you know why? Does this make sense to you?
It does. You see, Sararas has been sealed away for a long time. And now that we are free again, we are looking to make allies. There are 3 main groups: the Order of Dendar, the Slumbering Serpent, and the Sanguine Sodality. A misinformation campaign to smear the name and reputation of one could work in their benefit. And between the 3 groups, the most animosity certainly exists between the Sanguine Sodality and the Slumbering Serpent.
Okay.
They were trying to fool you to thinking that I am the enemy.
Okay. Do I have to roll to double check this?
If you'd like.
I mean, that's the point of the ritual, so might as well. All right. Let me just double check what I'm actually rolling.
Insight.
Insight, yep. Perfect. So that's a 19.
The 19. Yeah, he is telling the truth. Okay, we gonna hop on over real quick to Pym and Luna. Pym, you had overheard the UNT in the other room in the brig, seemingly plotting something. A suspicious exchange of words. And as you stopped to get a closer listen, there was a creaking on the floorboards that alerted them. Suddenly, they stopped. And thinking on your feet quickly, you've entered into the room, presenting rations to them. Having just announced some discussion to somebody, I believe. He said, "I'll be just 1 second, guys." So, and you walk in.
Okay.
You see two UNT close together, the third kind of sitting a ways, head slumped, right? But they all turn to look at you as you enter into the room.
So the two that are close together, is that Pythias and Anshin?
Correct. Yep.
And Jinzo's kind of
off on his own.
Yeah.
Just kind of like their backs are to him.
Okay. Well, right off the bat, first thing I'm doing, so I walk in, anybody hungry? I've got some bread and a little bit of berries and cheese.
That's very nice of you. We'll take you up on that.
Well, what can I say? I'm a friendly person. And I hand them the stuff and kind of like put it, I guess, under the bars.
Sure.
And as I do that, I will cast Charm Person on Pythias and Anshin.
Okay. Ooh, nice.
2nd level.
Fuck him up.
What's the DC?
15.
So
You're still in the hallway. Let's see. Pythias
Denied.
succeeds. Pythias, sorry. You're still in the hallway because you were trying to hang back. But Pythias does succeed on the saving throw. Anshin does fail. So Anshin is, you can see there's kind of a light in his eyes. As he's the one who's kind of like reaching forward for the food. And as the spell goes off and he just makes contact with the plate. Thank you so much. It's very polite of you.
Welcome.
And Pythias just kind of stands back, looking suspiciously at him.
Well, listen. I couldn't help, but over here, I know you're up to something. And, these people I'm traveling with, they're not the brightest bunch. I hate to shit talk, but I don't know. I'm getting kind of bored of them. And I guess what I'm saying is I want in.
And just what do you think it is that we are up to?
Well, I don't know. I was hoping, you could tell me and I can help you. Because these guys, they think I'm just the friendly little gnome who couldn't do anything wrong. They would never suspect a thing. But I live for mischief. I live for this kind of stuff. So, looking for some excitement. And I want to help.
Pythias is looking at you with this kind of comfortable smile. Anshin is. Jinzo is like wide-eyed, somewhat shocked, taken aback. And Pythias is very suspicious. roll a deception check. Luna, what are you doing while this conversation is happening?
I was gonna cast invisibility and walk into the room, but
You still can, if you'd like.
just mutter to Ashara where to go.
Okay.
I don't know where it is. Maybe I'll make up a direction.
Sure.
Just go left and then right there.
Yeah, there's the let me give you some context. The room that you're in, right? You just entered into this like the back area of the Wild Hunt, right? It's a small, narrow space, right? There's some barrels, some crates kind of like stuffed up against the side, and 2 staircases kind of going off to the left and right, kind of making their way up to the side and then back towards the stern of the ship. And then there's the door to the brig directly ahead of you. So Ashara can go up either one of the staircases. It basically leads to the same hallway up top, just either side of the ship.
Actually, no. I'll tell him just wait here for a second, because I'm assuming this isn't like in direct view of where this door opened.
No, I'm pretty sure you guys were kind of like tucked to the side or something. You wouldn't stand just obviously out in the open. For all intents and purposes, you can assume that the folks inside, if they can't see you, if that helps.
All right, then I'm just gonna do this for fun. The first thing I was gonna do is pop invisibility and try and go into the room.
Okay. So, you cast invisibility, right? Any flavor to your casting that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, as I'm just muttering, telling him to stand still, I pluck an eyelash, take some gum out of my component pouch, chew it a little, put it in my hand, smear it, and then the visibility starts with my hand going throughout my whole body.
Okay. You become completely transparent, completely invisible, and you enter into the room, right? Let me just see if any of them would notice you. This is all a disadvantage, of course. Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check at advantage for me, please.
Okay, one was good. Was a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah. You stealthed in. Pym probably also doesn't know that you're there, I'm assuming.
And I'm just going to also.
What was your stealth?
20.
Yeah, I don't notice.
I'm just
enter in.
gonna enter in. I'm gonna walk up the wall. I'm just sort of like Spider-Man and just sort of pay attention to the conversation from there and trying to really look at their reactions.
Sure. So, a couple of things, right? When you walk in, right? Let me give you guys the layout of the room a little bit. When you walk in, there's the cell to the front, just ahead of you, right? There's a table with some junk on the side. Because it's a ship's cabin, it is very narrow, very tight space, right? So you can go up on the wall and move along the ceiling or something to kind of stay out of the way, right? Pym is short, so you can probably be right above Pym, and she would have no fucking idea. But it is anybody walking will probably bump into you if you're on the ceiling.
Okay, so it's that low.
It's very low. It's maybe 9 feet.
If the table has view of the prisoners, I'll just wait right there.
Okay, sure. No problem. So yeah, you move over to the table. Right, the prisoners' backs are to you as they're talking to Pym, who's kind of at the front of the cell, right? Pym, what was your perception check?
Deception, you mean?
No, perception, to notice Luna.
Perception was 17.
Luna, why don't you roll a perception check as well?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 15. 15.
Perception? Straight perception?
Straight perception.
Where are you? 16.
Okay. While the two of you are talking while Pym is talking to the UNT, Luna, you come in, you're sitting up by the table, right? On the other side of the cage where the prisoners are held is a giant, trough with a bunch of hay in it. Again, this space was normally used for housing animals, right? You can see that there's a rake that would normally be used to kind of move the hay and stuff like that. And as the two of you are in watching this, kind of hyper aware, being in this room with these people, the rake shifts. Seems to be that there's something.
We both notice it?
You both notice it. You notice that, and you also hear towards, just past that, towards a more like front of the ship, there's again a bunch of crates and just some shit kind of held over. You see like a training dummy and shit that they would probably use for target practice. You see the dummy shift too. Okay, so you rolled a deception check, Pym. What was your deception check, please?
That'll be 27, Bob.
27, Bob. Wow, Jim, we've got a 27 on the field.
Oh, you need a 30.
Yeah, unfortunate.
DC was 28. Shoot.
So,
Yeah.
so Pythias is still very suspicious, right? Jinzo is dumbfounded, and Pythias kind of leans in and says, you can hear Pythias whisper with your previous perception check. You hear Pythias whisper over to Anshin. I don't think we should be. These parties are already getting a bit big, don't you think? And Anshin responds, well, let's at least hear her out. She could be useful. She was one of the ones that took our camp. And on that note, we're going to jump over to Edanor real quick. Edanor, you stepped out of the wind. You are covered in sand. You are windswept. And as you enter into the hut, the Frog Grove hut, where you were expecting to possibly find some Gripply and maybe Yoma and Sarah, you are instead met with 5 pairs of glowing yellow eyes. And you see the shapes of 4 goblins and 1 bugbear as they all turn to look at you. Immediately, you can tell there is a tension in the room. They are, especially as you walked in, saying that you had picked the right tent. There's a slight intimidation to that doesn't even need a check, as they all just kind of slow their breathing. The eyes, they all stay locked on you. Roll a quick insight check or perception check, your choice.
Was I muted? Sorry.
You were, sorry.
My
Sorry.
bad. I am going to do insight, and it's 15.
Okay. With the 15, just getting a read, you can tell they are all nervous. They are all immediately tense and wary. As you step in, you see hands kind of sliding downwards towards hips and belts. You see Talk, who is normally, very lazy, belligerent creature, slightly also muscles tensing, fists kind of clenching in and out. And as this is happening, Clink, the smaller female goblin who's been doing a lot of the talking, he's got these big kind of round goggles on the face, runs up and goes, whoa. All right, let's just take a moment, guys. No need for this to get nasty. Right?
Correct. No need for it to get nasty. As long as there's no treachery afoot. You wouldn't all be plotting to do anything, would you?
Us? No. Your captain made it quite clear. I believe something about hanging me by my intestines were I to step out of line. So no treachery.
Very good. Because intestines isn't the worst way to go. At least Captain Lycus is a little more forgiving than I am. Now,
Roll
what are you all?
check.
Yeah.
Roll intimidation check on that.
That would be 18 plus 6, so that is a 24.
Okay. You can see the 3 other goblins are very much like they were kind of pausing going for their weapons. Now the hands are just kind of like resting at the hips. So you can see that they have hand axes, daggers, hammers, pickaxes, things that they would have been using to kind of maybe do a little bit of like farm work or construction. That maybe not weapons, but certainly could be
Any
applied
armor?
to the cause. Looks like little bits of leather armor and stuff throughout the group.
It's a little bit of leather. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Not naked.
They're not naked. Yeah, I assume clothing. I mean,
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
know with goblins, right?
Whoa. Yeah. That's
They
fair.
all Winnie the Pooh it.
Yeah, they're all just
they only wear
t-shirts.
shirts.
Just tunics. No. We are not looking for any sort of trouble. Captain and your first mate made it very clear. We just keep our heads down, do a little bit of work for you. And you guys give us some safety. Right? I mean, it's not like you're just letting any bad guys walk right into the camp or anything.
I would never let bad guys walk into the camp. Granted, it wasn't my choice to bring you here. And I'm gonna just kind of roll my shoulders a bit. My first question for you all, since we're all here, it would be, I'd be remiss not to have a little chat with our new guests. Are you all followers of Maglubiet?
I'll look around. Well, we're goblins, so looks you up and down. Rolling an insight check. What does a 19 get me on my insight of Edanor at this moment?
It's probably not the best to be a worshiper of Maglubiet.
Well, talk was mentioning that you and your allies came across one of our ships. Talk mentioned that you had certain opinions of the shrine at the bow. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I do have certain opinions of those who worship Maglubiet and are slavers and murderers and rapists.
Well, I can assure you.
I also freed some slaves on that boat. They didn't take too kindly to their captors.
But that may be the case. You did hire one of their captors, kind of gesturing over to Talk. He goes,
I didn't hire. At the time it was convenient, and so far Talk hasn't given me reason to re-look at our arrangement. And Talk, I wouldn't have expected you to necessarily be rubbing elbows. Didn't you have a little hut up on the hill? Or am I wrong?
nothing that could handle a sandstorm.
I see. I'll give you that for now. Looking back at the goblins. Yep, clink.
Okay. And as you guys kind of take the measure of each other, let's hop back over to Lycus and Idris for a bit. Lycus, yourself and Idris are still weapons in. All right. So, let's see. I believe it's my turn. The captain's job isn't easy. I wonder, Lycus, how well you might think you know your crew. But if you were to discover something, let's say, dangerous about one of your crew members, how would you handle that betrayal? Say one of them posed a risk to you.
If they posed a risk to me.
And I guess by extension, the rest of your crew.
I put my crew, even in the short time we've been together, in plenty of danger and peril. I feel that I would have to allow some room, some lenience for reasoning if turns out that they are not just negligent, but active in trying to harm the rest of my crew. No matter which one it is, I'll kill them.
I agree with you. Traitors deserve a specific type of punishment. Lycus, is this the truth?
Yes, I am more than willing to kill anyone who is putting the rest of the crew actively, purposefully in danger.
To know. Okay. Then I accept your answer. Your turn.
What do you want? Not your group, not your commanders, you. What do you want? What is your dream, your desire?
I want freedom. I have known nothing but a jail cell my entire life. Sure, it was a city-sized cell, but a cell nonetheless. So that's what I want. I want to explore this world that has been offered to me. I'm going to take my chance and I'm going to escape Saharas.
A wonderful answer.
So, I guess the other question I have for you then is, I can't help but notice you and your crew are quite formidable. You're certainly powerful. Seeing you in action now, and seeing that you not only killed members of the Slumbering Serpent, but even managed to bring some captive and take their vehicles, I'm impressed. And as it turns out, there are going to be some openings in my crew soon. And I'm just wondering, would you be willing to join me, give up your captaincy, and serve under my command?
What a kind offer. I will never serve anyone again. Spent too long avoiding leadership. I made the decision to be in charge, and I will be until I die.
Is this a lie?
No, I'm ready.
I believe you. That's an impressive answer. Your turn.
You're looking for freedom, for possibility, potential. I respect this. You also abide by a chain of command, and I understand this. We all have at some point. If at any time those above you tell you to do things you find unacceptable, what path are you going to take?
In this world now, I'm going to take the path that works for me. As far as I'm concerned, once I repay my debt to the Stone Queen, I'm done. And I will take my freedom back. And I think I'll get to repay that debt sooner rather than later. Thanks to you.
Happy to help.
Okay. Then, Pym and Luna. You guys have noticed that there's something suspicious in this room with you. Something is hiding towards the bow of the ship, within a bale of hay and behind a practice dummy. Anshin and Pythias, in the meantime, are considering taking up Pym on her offer of joining them. Pym, anything you'd like to do, or would you like to just wait to hear what they say next?
I look towards the source of the sound that I heard, and I look back at them. What are their expressions looking like?
Pythias didn't notice. Pythias is just very much focused on like the here and now. Okay. Anshin is kind of pretty much not enthralled with you, but sees you kind of glance away. He just kind of looks at you. It's a knowing look, a conspiratory look.
Okay. Well, listen. I know this is unconventional, and you probably don't fully trust me yet. That's smart, quite frankly. But, all I know is I'm looking to move on from this crew, and sounds like you guys have some sort of plan to get out of here. Perhaps it would be much easier to have someone on your side from the inside.
Anshin kind of leans forward to you and goes, "My darling, if that's what you're worried about, rest assured, that has been handled." But I am intrigued by your offer. When we escape from this place, you may come with us.
When you escape, huh? You're pretty confident.
It's all but guaranteed at this point.
Oh, yeah?
Well, things have been set in motion. And at this point, Pythias kind of steps forward and goes, "Anshin, that's quite enough, don't you think? We're all friends here, Pythias. The gnome, it's just one gnome. You don't mean us any harm. Besides, it sounds like she's looking for adventure. Maybe we can oblige."
Well, how about this? Where are you headed when you get out of here?
We'll have to meet up with the next cell. But don't worry about that. Just come with us. You're small. We'll make room for you. I need perception checks from both Pym and Luna, please.
Where it was the rake and like a training dummy.
Yeah,
right?
kind of. So
outside of the cell.
Outside of the cell, so around it. The cell makes kind of like a big block on like the one side of the ship, on the port side of the ship. So you'd have to kind of walk down the cell, kind of walk around the other side, and go through like a narrow passage. And then you can you're over there. Pym right now is kind of like standing near that passage, just at the corner of the cell. You'd have to go past Pym. It'd be a tight squeeze to get past Pym undetected, but probably not impossible.
Is that the closer one to Pym?
Closer one,
like
what?
Between the haystack and the training dummy.
Let's do the map. Let's do the map thing. So, Pym right now is like here. Luna, you're up here. You see it?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Who armed those prisoners?
If you're looking at that artwork and you're loving it, you can get your own. Get to 100 subscribers. If you're a 100 subscriber, the very same Lycus and Stratus will make you your own oath.
Nice.
Back
Okay.
to it.
Okay. So yes, I, after your last
Seamless
description,
plug.
this is what I started to picture as well. I guess never mind. I'll kind of pay attention if there's any dust or something on the ground. I'm like trying to focus on that area.
Yeah.
You put it that way.
So by like over here by the haystack?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm checking if there's any more movement or because I know magic.
Roll a perception check.
Rolled 16.
16.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm getting over COVID. Sorry, audience and cast members. There is some movement, actually. There is another kind of like... There's like a little tumble of hay, and this one's actually quite obvious. Pym, even you notice it with like your passive perception as it kind of slides down, and you hear a cough. Is that how I did that? So you can tell that there's somebody there. There's obviously somebody there. All three Yuan-Ti kind of turn over to it. Anshin, Pythias, and Jinzo, none of them seem surprised as you guys watch. At the same time, Luna, what was your perception?
16.
With a 16, you hear the creaking of floorboards. Probably the same one that you stepped on that alerted you to these guys. Alerted these guys to you. And you see there is a shadow that just kind of enters into the room, and stepping through the doorway into the room is Konari, the Kalishtar first mate of the Honor. Steps in, looks at everything going on, and as Konari's eyes kind of take in the room, there's another cough, and out from the haystack emerges... Shit. Sorry. Roll 20.
Shit?
Yeah, emerges
Just
a big turd.
Big old
Emerges Sarah. She
Okay.
steps out, looks up at all of you. Sorry.
Sarah.
And on that, we are going to cut back over to Edanor.
God.
Edanor,
Yes.
yourself and the goblins are still in your standoff.
Yes.
Things are still tense.
And they're
Clink
thoroughly
is
intimidated.
pacifying. Yes, they are. The group, I would say most of them are intimidated.
Okay.
Clink and thing, they're certainly talk. They're certainly shaken, but they're not like, necessarily just striking away. Certainly Clink is very much trying to be the pacifist here. Guys, this doesn't need to get nasty. We're all just trying to survive the storm, right? Why don't we all just have a seat, take a load off, right? Mr. What was your name again?
Edanor.
Mr. Edanor. Why don't you just take it easy? Look like you've been through a lot. Looks like it's been quite a day. Perhaps we just rest here for the night.
Oh. After I get my answers, I'm sure I'll rest quite easy. Now, continue answering my questions. And maybe we'll be okay. We'll see.
But refresh my memory.
So here's the next question that I have for you. Let's say we let you go.
I like the
What
sound
will
of
you
that.
do?
Oh,
Where
we're
would
not-
you go?
we're not looking to get anywhere anytime soon, my friend. After spending the afternoon out here, working a little bit on that watchtower of yours, it certainly seems like a safe place. And might just be a good place to hang out and, rest up for a bit before.
Yeah, but after you're done resting.
Oh, from what I understood, for recruiting, right?
I guess. So you would be interested in joining the merry folk?
I'd be interested in staying alive.
Yes, I'm sure you would. Because if my knowledge is correct, it's not always, which always baffles me, why you goblins worship Maglubiot when your afterlife is so horrific.
Gets a bit more serious. Might seem horrific to you, but it's the glory of it. We are the
Yes.
conquering host, strongest army in the world, and when we die, we get to serve at Maglubiot's side.
Yes, and you must die in combat, correct?
It certainly helps our case, but combat right now would be problematic. Dying for this, I'll be honest, you cut an intimidating figure. I can tell if I were to try to fight you now, I'd probably die. And just to be clear, not saying I have any intention of fighting you. I like my intestines where they're at. You can tell the captain.
Fair enough. But you would go back to this conquering host. You seem quite devoted to it. And refresh my memory on what the conquering host's goal is. I mean, I feel it's quite self-explanatory, but I want to hear you say it.
We will take over that which lacks leadership. We would make a world for the strong, where the strong will live and the weak will serve. And, if I might just say, that's probably in the interest of everyone, if you haven't noticed. We've been invaded.
Oh, I'm very aware.
So we're just putting together the resistance.
By enslaving others and murdering. I saw the conditions of those gripping of the lizard folk.
Well, if they were perhaps a bit more agreeable, there's always a place amongst the conquering host. But if you don't wish to serve voluntarily, then typically our leaders will find a way for you to serve some way.
Yes, and this little slice of peace that we have carved out in this most brutal world at this point would be such a juicy target that you might even get a promotion. Some slaves and whatnot, should you tell your higher-ups. Would you not agree?
Well, I can't deny that any extra hands are welcome. But if we're serving with amongst your crew, not really any sort of issue then, right? We're all
But
friends.
is your allegiance to the crew or to the conquering hosts?
My allegiance is to get another lungful of air My allegiance is to wake up another morning and just live another day. And from what I can tell, tying up with you folks seem to be the best option for us. Now, I know you want me to say that I'm gonna bring down the wrath of the Cataphract Legion here. That's just not the case. All we're looking to do is get by.
Can I kind of insight him? Kind of see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inside check.
Roll well.
That is a 19.
As you kind of look over Clink, right?
Mhm.
While they seem to kind of be trying their best to convince you that their intentions are not hostile or that their intentions are not to bring harm to the Frog Grove, you look past them, taking in not only them, but the rest of the group. And as you kind of take a look at the floor where you, with your 19, you can see in the sand, in the mud beneath them, it looks like there were plans for something. It looks like there were drawings in the dirt. You can see kind of the rough shape, layout of the Frog Grove. You can see the watchtower, and you can see that there seems to have been some other drawings on the periphery that have been since stamped and rubbed out.
Okay.
And you can see Clink looking at you, and there's a slight tremor in the hand, a little quiver of the lip. This person's not being totally honest with you.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I'll just, as I'm mulling it over. So you're just looking to survive day to day. I see. Now talk. Same goes to you. Is your allegiance to the Merry Folk, or is it to the Cataphract Legion, the conquering host, who you were with before?
Talk kind of arches an eyebrow as he looks over to you. And we're gonna cut on that. Back over to Lycus.
All right.
Lycus, my friend. Actually, we can leave that light wind up. Actually, no, you're out in the thing. You get the strong wind, my friend.
Yeah.
Lycus, yourself and Idris are staring at each other. And Idris' turn to ask a question. And he goes, I know you declined my offer to become part of my crew, but despite that, I need to offer my gratitude. You see, you've brought me closer to completing one of my goals. And that is to eliminate the slumbering serpent. You know, I agree with you. If a crew member betrays you, you should kill them. But sometimes it's worth understanding why they betrayed you and whether or not they're working alone. In my case, I knew the one who betrays me isn't working. I knew that they were a spy for the slumbering serpent. I knew that they had something like that among my ranks, and all I needed to do was to wait until they could lead me to the next temple. You see, I was worried they weren't going to make their move for quite some time, but since you brought some allies back, I think you gave them just the encouragement they needed. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't really have too many more questions for you, Lycus, except this. When I learn where the next Slumbering Serpent's temple is, will you and your crew help me destroy it?
promised Pym that we'd focus on saving their family. But we're not going anywhere anytime soon, as just kind of nods towards the still unbuilt ship. Time permitting, I would happily help you.
Well, I don't know how much time we'll have. If I were them, this Sandstorm and me and your crew being out of town certainly be a perfect opportunity to make their move, wouldn't it?
You think they're going to strike tonight?
I think if they were smart. I think if Konari is as ruthless as I believe she is, I think she's probably already made her move.
Sleeping with the enemy. I've been there.
There's no freedom quite like that of being underestimated, is there?
Indeed.
And they think they sleep with us. They think they don't have to respect us. She got sloppy.
They often do. In that case, I just have 2 questions for you, and I say, maybe we move along. First, what do you think of me? Do you think I'm a powerful ally or a lucky fool you can control?
Well, I don't think either are necessarily incompatible. I think you can be a powerful ally, and I think you are a lucky fool. But your crew certainly seems to be gaining more respect for you. And from what I'd heard, you're quite a cunning pirate. I'd heard about how you took over that ship. The Sherwood, was it? Betrayed their captain. That's quite amusing. And then I also heard about how you managed to trick another person into falling to his death with you. It's also quite funny.
We try to have a good time in the Merryfolk.
I understand that, and I appreciate it. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I think 2 of your members went to the Wild Hunt. And if that is where Konari is making her move, well, I hope your crew is as competent as you think they are.
Well, I know they'll be fine. But let me ask you one last thing, and how about we make our way over?
Certainly.
I want to save this world. And can you make an insight roll for me?
Oh, sure. At advantage.
I have disadvantage to lie. Right.
18.
All right. In that case, like Idris's own aura, this like golden snake starts to manifest where where he has stabbed into me, and I'm gonna take some damage.
Yeah. I think it's still so it's a 1d4, right?
1d4 plus 3, yep.
If
Right.
Lycus goes down.
Like he's just pissing away health.
Sometimes you have to do things a certain way. All right. And with that, he just kind of groans. I didn't realize. I thought lying to yourself was be a little different, but this kind of smirks as the pained yellow glow starts to subside from where he got bit from Idris's aura.
Yeah, so it like gets into you, and you can almost see the golden light like going down your veins. Like there's like a slight glow through the skin, and it just kind of fades as the damage takes hold.
And he just groans and goes, "Fine. That was a lie. I don't want to save the world. I don't really care. But someone I cared about does. So I will. What I want is to be so great that I eclipse this world. Will you be my ally?"
Lycus, you're just the kind of person I've been waiting for. Pulls the blade out, blood kind of splatters on the floor, and kind of stabs it into the carpet, brings the hand out to shake yours.
Yeah, they shake it up.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so real quick though, the tent is still in the Sandstorm, right? We've been kind of loosey-goosey about this because things have been tense and I've been really into it. But now that things are quieting down, Sandstorm's back on. So we're going to hear a flurry, right? The wind takes up, the tent flaps just kind of start to kind of cave into each other. You hear the groaning of things and of wooden fixtures just kind of groaning and straining as they're trying to hold on to the frame of the tent. And all of a sudden, the wind bursts in. The tent just kind of starts to take off. The bird is panicking the fuck out. And Idris kind of reaches over to grab his mask, puts it back on, and goes, "So, were you still planning?" As he kind of is holding up against the wind, "on going back to the wild hunt to help your friends?"
Well, someone's got to keep him out of trouble. I never thought it'd be me.
Unfortunately, Lycus, I can't allow that. You see, I need Konari to lead me back to the Slumbering Serpent. If you go over there and stop her plans, well, I lose my path back to their temple. You understand? Lycus, as that realization hits you, the storm picks up. The tent breaks over completely. Idris, laid in the ground, holding up against the storm as a large gust rolls in. And the howling of the wind surrounding you starts to take on a different sound.
This thing has been chasing me. What is it?
You start to hear, as the wind whips up around you, just underneath the breeze, just underneath the sound of the chaos, you hear the sound of a wolf's howl. It's almost familiar. Lycus, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. At disadvantage.
Okay. 11.
Fortunately, 11 doesn't make the save. As the wind howls and picks up around you, you can feel the sand, the wind kind of like the breeze of it blowing across your face, the howl of not a long forgotten person, but someone who you share a bond with, calling out to you. And you feel this bestial spirit waking from the center of your chest. Your heart aches. Your eyes flash gold, your teeth elongate, and you fall to your knees. Your hands stretch out, grab into the floor. Your skin tears open, fur begins to erupt and push through. Your muzzle elongates and turns into the ferocious snarl, and you look up at Idris, your werewolf form, taking control of you. And you are overcome with bloodlust. Pym, Luna.
Cool.
Jesus Christ.
You wanted to play a werewolf, man. Not all werewolves use the full moon. There's no more full moon. We get creative. Pym and Luna.
Okay, so Kanari just ripped in.
Kanari just walked in, and there's just an air of what the fuck about her. And she kind of looks over to you, looks over to the Yuan-Ti, and looks at Sarah, who just emerges. What's going on here, Pym? Strides forward towards you.
I'm just bringing them some food, you know?
Oh.
Thought they'd be hungry.
I'm sure they are. It's very nice of you.
Sarah, why don't you come with me? We'll just leave.
Sarah kind of looks at you, eyes wide, looks at the Yuan-Ti. The three of them are all looking at her. And you can see, especially from Pythias and Anshin, especially Pythias, there's just a glare, like a you fucked this up for me. And Pythias is just staring daggers at this little girl. And she just starts to kind of shiver. And from the back, you hear, wait, pushes, you see the dummy pushed aside, and out comes Yoma, who holds Sarah around the shoulder and goes, wait, Sarah. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We don't remember. We're doing this to find Dad, okay? And Kanari looks at you, Pym, and goes, oh, Biminianek. My friends and I have to be leaving. You could do me a favor and just wait right over there. Pym, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this magic?
This is magic.
Great.
You gotta recognize a spell being cast.
You can roll an Arcana check.
Wisdom, you said?
Let me just double check. Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
It's a 17.
I am gonna have you. Did you roll that at advantage? Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs.
So,
Do I re-roll or do I take the other roll?
Look at
So
that
just-
smile.
So we just get one flat roll. So actually, I guess that would have been the 17. Well, what was your other roll?
The other roll was a 15.
Okay, actually, both would have saved, so you're
Okay.
fine. You can see Kanari kind of waves a hand over towards you. You feel your body just kind of momentarily lock up. Your shoulders, your joints get stiff, right? Your jaw clenches, and you push through, and you break the spell. And Kanari goes, ah, impressive. You certainly are resilient, but don't get in my way. Don't get in our way. Step aside. And kind of starts walking towards you. You rolled a Arcana check, was it?
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
That was a hold person spell attempted.
I will say at this point, I would have taken out my rapier and I will try to walk behind Kunari, and I don't think this counts as an attack. Can I just make her feel the tip of the sword?
Yes, you can make her feel. You can certainly make her feel the tip of the sword. Like you can kind of place it up against the back. It won't count as an attack, right? We can call it a like readied action kind of thing, right? But you can still abort the attack if you so choose. So the blade presses up against the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as she was kind of reaching into her pocket for something, and the blade kind of touches.
Don't move a muscle.
Luna, Nazra Eloise. I should have expected you would be here.
I had a feeling of you from the start.
Is that so?
Never trust
Okay.
a mind reader.
Okay. Everybody just calm down for a second. Whatever is about to happen, I am not trying to get in your way. Let me just take Sarah and Yoma. We're just gonna leave.
No, we're not,
Okay?
speaks Yoma. We're going with them. They're gonna take
Yoma?
us. They're gonna take us back to our dad. Get out of our way.
I'm gonna look at Anshin, who is still charmed,
Still charmed.
and I'm gonna say, is this true? You intend to take them to their father? And that's Zone of Truth.
Okay. Real quick. Zone of Truth. Let me just take a look at something.
Yeah, what charm's not concentration, right?
Nope, Zone of Truth is not either.
Built for social occasions.
Okay, so there needs to be a somatic component. I would say as you attempt to cast this spell, Kanari is going to make a move as well. And we're going to go into combat initiative.
Okay.
Does it burn the spell?
Does the spell work?
The spell will go off, yeah. Your spell will go off.
But Kanari's getting physical.
But Kanari's going to get physical. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys are going into combat. The two of you. Okay.
Sounds like
We're gonna
the
come
three
back
of
to you
us.
guys. We're gonna come back to you guys. We gotta come back to that. Edanor and the goblins.
All right. So, as I was asking Talk that question,
Yes.
I'll say, before you answer, Talk, I will know if you're lying, and I'll touch my hand to my chest and lay on hands my last 10 health points with the lay on hands, so you'll see it glowing, but I don't think they'll recognize it. So it's almost like I'm showing that I'm holy, right?
Are you bluffing that you're casting Zone of Truth? 'Cause that's
No, I'm
amazing.
not bluffing. I'm just saying, I'm just casting
Insight-
the lay on hands myself.
Insight check was very low.
Okay.
I rolled a disadvantage because you were using your lay on hands. And I got a 1.
So
Talk-
you might think it's like so you can't lie. Okay. I'm just gonna do this.
So you asked if his allegiance was to the Cataphractic Legion or to the thing.
Yes.
My allegiance is with whoever's gonna pay me. And I'll be honest with you here, Edanor. I haven't exactly seen much payment since signing up with you all. In fact, I lost my crew. I was demoted. And I've asked for one thing, and that was denied to me. But still, I'm getting ordered around. So, I'll tell you what I think. I think I've got to start looking out for me.
I understand your frustrations. I truly do. Disappointing as it may be. And as I'm looking at him, I am going to, like, as I'm bringing my arms together, I still got my shield, grab my devotee sensor, and whack Clink right in the head.
Oh shit.
Surprise attack.
Okay.
Fiend
Roll
laughing at the whacking.
Roll an attack roll, sir. Damn.
All right. So, go. That is going to be a 17.
17 is going to hit, but Clink is going to use a reaction.
Okay.
Clink is going to use this reaction to redirect attack. Basically going to choose another goblin within 5 feet of her. to swap places. So
Okay.
as the attack comes down, Clink is like, "Whoa!" reaches back as the sensor kind of falls, right? And the attack kind of swings up. Clink, in the meantime, reaches backwards, grabs one of the other goblins, who goes, "Ah!" kind of pulls forward, switches places, and intercepts the attack before.
Okay.
Before
Keep Clink alive. I like them.
I
throws the other goblin in the way. What's the damage?
The damage is
That sound effect alone.
okay, 8. Okay, so that is 13 plus 2. So that is 15.
One goblin down. As you kind of like let the sensor fall, as it goes, as it swings up around, Clink swaps places, and you just kind of cave in the back of the head, and the body just falls limp in Clink's arms.
Yep.
Shit! And we're going to go into combat initiative with you too. So
All right.
everybody's about to go into combat initiative. We are going to take a break here.
Yep.
And we're
Thank
going to
you.
come back as the
God. That did not go how I wanted it to.
I just,
No, I did not.
Hannah, I just planned to stay invisible and like after Pym had left, just listen in. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I didn't,
Oh, there's so many things
the
happening.
haystack moves. Like, oh no,
God damn.
Oh
my god. Oh my god.
and
Okay.
kids.
Getting the kids involved. Shit.
The children.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, let's say.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Nice job. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Oh yes.
Okay, guys, welcome back. So I'm just going to keep the initiative order we rolled earlier, right? But we are moving into combat now, as everybody's different encounters have all just kind of come to a head. So let's see. I want to do.
Can Luna and I keep our individual rolls instead of that average?
Yes. Yep. So Pym first, and then Luna.
Thought we were rolling different initiatives for the actual combat phase.
Mm-mm.
Because that's what you said.
I know that's what you were trying. I had a feeling that's what you were trying to clarify, but I was trying to clarify back that no, we're just gonna like ride this out until.
Well,
unless
yeah,
we hit
but
combat.
each group, right?
Yeah.
but-
So like
so
the
e-
groups are.
And then, but in the individual combat, though, you would have your combat initiative of who goes first within that combat. This is just who goes first as which episode, like myself.
Yeah,
Tim,
I'm
Luna.
just gonna ride that through. I'm just gonna ride that through.
Ah.
Sorry. It's just easier.
That's
It's
what
just
we
easier.
said. So now I'm stuck with a fucking 11.
Yeah,
I have
you're
a 10. so
you are. Yeah. Well, Luna,
You just
you're
put
gonna
down a
be going
goblin.
with the-
You're doing alright.
Yeah, you're
so
gonna be
far.
going with the Pym and Luna group. So
There's
you guys are
more.
going. All right. So, Lycus, you are up first. You, my friend, are squaring off against Idris here in the Sandstorm as the winds kind of whip around you. Your bloodlust is now just consuming your consciousness. You're just like seeing, and before you is one target.
As I'm transforming, do I have a chance to say anything?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You gotta be 14. You get a 14, I'll give you 6 words.
Yeah, that's not a problem. That's 12 plus 13 plus 3 is 15. Wow,
Okay.
my numbers were wildly random there.
And they were all over the place. All right.
Uh,
So 6 words. What do you tell them?
Run away. Save my bird.
Run away. Save my
Is the question mark the last
One more.
Please.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. Run away. Save my bird now. All right. This kind of looks at you and like, what? And you are up first. So you are going to attack him, right?
Yeah.
You have 1 attack. How would you like to attack him before it?
I think it's feral mode now. So instead
You're
of
feral
just-
mode now.
instead of attacking, the boxing style, he's going for a bite. He's going for largest 1 attack he can.
Go for it.
That's a natural 1.
Oh.
Okay, then it's an attack for Idris as a reaction. Which
Alright.
Oh
he's-
no, that sucks for me actually, but still. Natty 1.
He's certainly going to take that. Okay. Okay.
Are you resistant to stuff?
Okay, Lycus, that is going to be... Also, when you're a werewolf, your AC is up by 1, remember that.
Yes.
That is an 18 to hit you.
Yes.
Okay. Then you are going to take... Let me just see something here. Okay, yeah, as you kind of come forward, you lunge forward, you swing, and he is going to kind of slide backwards and go like yes, and slash across. Sorry, I'm just reading some shit. That's 11 slashing damage. Halved is 6. Then 15 necrotic damage. That is not half.
So I take half physical damage?
You take half on physical damage, so slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing from non-magical weapons.
Cool.
And you cannot regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Not that you have a heal or anything, but there's that. Okay. So that is his reaction to as you kind of like lunge forward with the bite. He kind of steps to the side and slashes you across the belly and pushes you away. Lycus, what's going on?
He sees me stand up, and at this point, like, my jacket falls off and everything. Like, he's never even seen me take it off. Like, it clearly is, like, I'm foaming at the mouth. Like, it is, there's nothing going on.
Yeah. All right. Any bonus action? I think you did take an attack, so I think you can take a bonus action to attack as well. Let me just check something. You're not expending ki or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, I think you can make an unarmed attack as bonus action, isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to make, yeah, you can make an unarmed strike with your claws.
Okay. In that case, I will.
For it.
All right. Does a 13 hit him?
13 does not. As you come forward with the claws, you sense that there might have been an opening there. Your animal instincts taking control, and as you lunge forward, you crash in, and you can see your claws as they kind of cut through the air. They leave kind of like a reddish light, almost like a barrier that you kind of like draw your claws across, right? And he just kind of bounces back, kind of crouches down, and goes, "All right then. I guess we'll have some fun." And he is going to use his bonus action, because it's his turn now. Use his bonus action to activate Bloody Smite. So you see his weapon coated with your blood kind of takes the rest of the color. The blood just kind of slides across the blade, changing it from, that metallic thing to just kind of like a red streak. And he is going to come forward, and he's going to make 2 attacks with his scimitar. With his action. First one's going to be a 19 to hit you.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh no, connect. Nice. All right. You're going to take 12 slashing damage, half to 6, and wow, low rolls. 8 necrotic damage.
8?
8.
I'm down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Oh, really?
That is exactly. I have exactly 8 left, and then necrotic. Boom.
Okay.
What about relentless thing?
Oh yeah, that didn't expend yet.
I did it. Oh my god! I'm gonna waste my relentless on this.
Yep.
Yeah.
As-
All
Sorry,
right.
I got into it.
Thank you, Nigel. Hang on. Okay, yeah. And he also hits with the Bloody Smite, but you went down her anyway. And you come back with 1 HP. That's the first attack. And he's going to kind of bounce backwards, right? Seeing you as he kind of slashes across your chest, right? You kind of fall to the floor, roll across on the shoulder, and come back up with that 1 health. And he's going to take a swipe at you and roll. Natural 1.
Comeback is real.
The comeback is real, dude. You use your reaction
Oh my god.
to. You can take any kind of attack you want. Bite, slap, claws, whatever.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take another bite then.
Go for it.
That's 13 on the die. This one's gonna hit probably 18.
That hits. The bite does hit.
All right.
Roll damage.
I need to get a D8 out. All right. That's 8.
8 damage.
Yep. That's just 8. So yeah, as he slashes past me, I just lunge in and start gnawing at him, right through the throat.
Imagining how do you want to do this?
All right. That is those turns. Lycus and Idris. Lycus, as you are fighting him, right? Your fangs come forward and they kind of grab onto the collarbone and you kind of crunch down. You can feel the bone kind of straining beneath your jaws. And Idris yells, "Ah, damn you, Lycus!" And as he's kind of like struggling to fight you off, you suddenly become aware of the dust kind of flurrying in small spots, right? You can see the storm kind of collecting thicker swaths of it. They kind of circle, and as they kind of fade away, you see these small little winged creatures made of the dust standing behind Idris. These wicked kind of looks on their faces, their hollowed eyes, right? And they kind of run forward and they start attacking Idris. Point of fact, you feel no sense of aggression towards these creatures.
Okay.
As they come forward and they begin attacking him, with you as their ally, they are going to get advantage on the attacks.
I want to feel bad for Idris.
Yeah, Idris starts taking some hits. As 3 of these little fuckers are just like immediately on top of him. These small little elemental creatures just kind of, they're kind of small little hooked bat wings as they just fly forward after appearing and just start kind of biting into his shoulder and slashing in with his claws. Idris takes quite a bit of damage.
It's a good thing I missed my first 2 attacks.
Yep, that is true. That is true. Okay, that is them. Pym, you are up with Luna on deck.
Okay.
You are the only one with a map. Yourself and Luna.
Okay.
I'm on deck.
So
Yeah,
first,
you're on deck.
first thing that just happened is I cast Zone of Truth on Anshin, asking him if it was true that they were going to take the girls to their father.
Yes. And as you did that, Kanari used her reaction to swing around and is going to try to defend against Luna's attack on her turn. So
Okay.
that.
But what's
yeah,
the
so
result of my?
of your spell?
Yeah.
So it's cast. Zone of Truth. Let's pull up the rules for it. So you expend the spell slot and you cast Zone of Truth. So yeah, you created a magical zone, a 15-foot sphere around a point of your choosing.
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot
creature.
it's an area effect. So yeah,
Yeah.
just this whole room.
The cell. Yeah, you basically get the whole room. Okay. Yeah, so the whole room kind of has like a zone of truth on it. Let's see, creatures in the zone start their turn there, or we'll need to make a charisma saving throw. And if they fail on their turn, then they cannot deliberately tell a lie. And you know when each creature succeeds.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now I'm.
So I'd say that was your action to cast that.
No, that was before initiative started.
Mhm.
So that set off initiative, right? So you beat Kanari on the initiative to do your actions. So you're using your action to cast Zone of Truth right now. And then on Kanari's turn,
I
she's
disagree.
going to fight.
I did that before you announced initiative, so that would be like the inciting event, but not my turn.
But so here's the thing, though, right? It's like it's either that or I mean that's fine with me. But then Kanari also gets an action on her turn.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Okay, sure. So on Kanari's turn, she will also get an action as well. But yeah, so okay, you have another action and your bonus action movement, all that stuff.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to cast Command on Kanari.
Okay.
And I'm going to say... drop. And try to get her to drop her weapon.
Okay. All right. She had her hand in the pocket. She was going for something, right? You can't be sure that it's a weapon, but rest assured, on her turn she will drop it because she rolled a 2 and a 1 on her saves.
Excellent. So the target drops whatever it's holding and ends its turn on that one.
Yeah, on that turn. Yep. Okay.
And then I don't have a bonus action. And yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna wait and see if Anshin responds to my question.
Which was again?
Which was, is it true that you're gonna take the girls to see their father?
Oh yeah. Okay. Girls. All right. Remind me again when we come back around, probably. Luna, you're up.
Crap. I guess in preparation of anything, I'll do I'll go bonus action Blade Song.
Okay.
Have that prompt. And I will ready a... Does this count as an action? I guess the moment it performs it comes out. So I'll ready a booming blade if Canary shows hostility.
Okay. So, right. So bonus action Blade Song activated, and you ready your booming blade if Canary shows any signs of hostility. It is then. So yeah, you are still technically invisible, right? Because
Yeah.
Blade Song isn't an attack or a spell. Okay. It's the Yuan-Ti's turn. And Anshin looks over to you and you asked, if you are actually taking the girls back. And he goes, they volunteered to come with us. If our interests happen to align, then certainly. But if I'm not mistaken, it was Konari there who made the deal with them. Pythias is going to, Anshin spent his turn saying that. Pythias, in the meantime, though, seeing Konari about to fly into fight mode here, dives down and reaches under the bedding and pulls out a shiv, basically a dagger. So drawing that weapon, and is going to use... Unsure where Luna is. going to kind of aim behind Kunari and activate poison spray cantrip. So, Luna, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. It's a small space, so because you have nowhere else to go, so you're not going to be incurring any sort of disadvantage or anything. But making that attack, let's see if you can dodge it.
Wait, I think I made a +5. Oh, okay. So I'd roll twice by accident, but it's a +5 to con. So I would say I just roll. Just ignore these two. Roll again.
Sure, whatever.
That is a 19 plus 7, 26.
Okay, yeah, with a 26, easily enough, you kind of like see after Pythias reaches under the thing and grabs the crossbow, the shiv, right? Turns and opens the jaw and spits out acid through the bars towards you. You can see the play kind of coming, and you can kind of crouch down, and it just kind of flies overhead, landing on the table, books, the various bits of things on the table begin to kind of melt and sizzle as the acid kind of starts to sizzle and take hold. That is his turn. Pythias, let me just take a look at something. You said that was Charm Person you did hit there, Hannah?
Mm-hmm. It was on Anshin, though.
Yes. I want to see, do we get to repeat the saving throw at the start of the turn or anything like that?
I think it's it ends if me or allies do anything harmful to it.
Okay. And I don't think you guys have done anything harmful to it.
Technically not.
Technically not. So Anshin is just kind of sitting there. Jinzo is not taking part in this at all. Okay, so that's all the UNT. Kunari made to turn quickly on you, Luna, trying to knock the blade away as Pym's command comes out. And as the hand kind of like lines up alongside your blade to almost deflect the attack, you see that she is not holding a weapon, but a set of keys that she drops to the floor, right at your feet. And I believe she takes her action to do that, right? Per the command spell?
Mm-hmm. And her turn ends.
Her turn ends. So she just stops right there, dropping the keys at your feet, Luna. Your invisible feet. Okay. Yoma and Sarah both start screaming out, Stop fighting! No, please don't do this! Yeah. Just announcing that. Edanor is up. They're going to stay where they are. Edanor, you are up with the goblins on deck.
All right.
So one is dead. One is
Yes.
dead at your feet. Clink is kind of in front of you. Talk is at more like a 45 degree.
Gotcha.
Within range.
And Clink's reaction's burned.
Clink's reaction is burned.
I'm gonna hit Clink.
Hit Clink. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That is who my target is. As I'm saying, and well, I'll wait and we'll see what the roll says first. Oh, that is a 19 plus 4, so
That's a hit.
23.
Okay. The damage.
C'est dommage. So grab my other. So that is 13 damage.
13 damage. 13 damage is going to be painful. Not dead,
Okay.
but painful, bloodied.
Oh, shit. I was gonna do that. Would I be able to, like, I guess as I'm doing that, pop my wings?
That's your action. Is the wings like
It's a bonus action.
Then yeah.
And it would deal an extra 2 radiant damage on them. So,
Okay. Still bloodied. Like you can see, Clink is, a little bit tougher than the average goblin.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm a lot of health for a goblin.
Yeah.
And as I'm like, as I'm coming down on Clink, make sure to let Maglubiet know who sent you. And not only that Edanor sends their regards, but so does Edanor. And smashing down.
Bloodied, but sufficiently intimidated, backing up. All right, that's you. And it's the goblins. Okay, so the three remaining goblins, Clink and the two allies, are going to immediately begin to circle you.
Okay.
They are all going to take attacks at you.
Okay.
One is going to be a definite miss.
Okay.
Two are probably going to be a hit here. Let me see here. That's both are above 20.
Okay.
I got a 25 here and a 23.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then attack rolls. Two of those. One with a dagger, and then Clink with a hand axe.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. That's going to be 7 damage from Clink.
Okay.
And 2 damage from the other with the dagger.
Okay.
All right. Then it is going to be Talk's turn.
Okay.
And Talk is going to come forward and attack you as well.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. I'm going to have all these goblins actually take a bonus action to disengage. So they're also going to back up a ways from you a little bit. So they're just out of range. Kind of like hiding behind Talk, putting themselves, between Talk and...
Okay.
Okay. Talk is going to miss. Talk misses like a bitch. As
All
he kind
right.
of swings wide with the hand axe. All right. And that is going to be all of them. All right. Top of the order. I normally give you guys a minute to discuss what you want to do, but seeing as you're all in your own little fights, your own little worlds, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go right into it. Lycus, you are up, my friend.
Okay.
Got Idris surrounded by these little sand elementals, with these little sand elementals.
I have a question.
Mhm.
On what situation would cause like a reroll for trying to get control of this body? Like, am I at all aware of what's going on?
No, Lycus, like, you are not conscious in this moment. Like, you are full on beast mode. Situations that would cause a reroll, I would say probably like, maybe like an intense emotional call or something. Something kind of bringing you back. Otherwise, we'll see. So go ahead and make an attack. You add a +5 to this.
All right. This might hit. 15.
That does not hit, actually.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
He just does manage to avoid that as you kind of come up against that same kind of like barrier. What kind of attack was it? Like a bite?
Yeah, I was trying to sink my teeth deeper in.
Yeah, so you kind of like try to sink your teeth. He kind of like, get off of me! And as he kind of pushes you back, you can feel his resolve kind of bolstered by this strange magic that kind of pushes back against you. So yeah, he avoids that attack. Okay.
Cool.
So your bonus action would be to attack again.
Yep. 11.
+5 still.
10 on the die, and that's another 15.
15, nope, also doesn't make it as you kind of come in for the next attacks. Bam, bam, blocks those as you kind of come in with your claws. It is his turn. He is going to go. He's going to kind of like holding you off, blade kind of pressed up against your chest, his hands kind of supporting the back of it as you are just kind of like leaning into him, right? These strange little creatures kind of clawing at his sides. He's going to look at you and he's going to say, all right then, that's how it's going to be. And he is going to, you're going to see the eyes, the stone eyes of the mask kind of begin to take on a reddish glow. There's going to be a heat that kind of begins to build up between the two of you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do it at 11.
11. Oh, yeah, 11's not gonna. Okay, let me just make sure these guys, because they're also going to be subjected to a save. Fuck, is another d20. Okay, yep. 2 of them are going to go down with him, or fail. Okay, so your blood, the spilled blood on the field, on your chest, on Idris, all begins to kind of boil as it kind of starts to steam up. The steam immediately being caught by the winds, just kind of wrapping around. And he's going to say, "Forgive me for this," and he's going to burst outwards. And with this blood boil attack, you are going to take 23 damage.
Right on down. Straight down.
Right. Yep. What is your
Total? 40.
Oh yeah. So, yes, the blood kind of erupts. 2 of the creatures also erupt. You go into being unconscious, and as you're kind of like fading out, Lycus, you kind of begin to take control again, and you see the 2 creatures that went down. They burst. They erupt as they die. You automatically fail these save throws.
Okay.
Because you are down. Let's see. So you're going to take 2 death saves as you go down.
Cool. So 2 failures?
2 failures.
Okay.
As Lycus, you drop. You are in werewolf form. You are unconscious. You're not dead, so you're still in werewolf form. But 2 of the creatures go down. They explode. All right. That was Idris's turn. The last remaining one is going to attack Idris. It's all right. No one's there to watch, but he's going to destroy that thing. All right.
Yeah.
That combat is pretty much resolved. Lycus, as you are dying in the sands.
6 more seconds.
Pym and Luna, we're up to you. Pym, you're up.
Pym sees the keys drop, and she's going to do a little motion with her hand and summon a mage hand right by the keys. Grab the keys. It's a little just like a white glove, like Walt Disney Mickey Mouse hand.
Nice.
And it grabs the keys, and I send it with a swish of my hand. I send it out the door and down the hallway.
Okay, nice.
And I'm sending it towards my barracks. It can go 30 feet. I don't know where it lands.
Sure.
But I just want it out of the room.
It's out of the room. Yeah. You've chucked it out of the room with your mage hand. Nice move. Very
and
nice
then
move.
with movement, I will head over here to the girls.
Okay.
And get away from the edge of the cell and kind of encourage them to do the same. I say, back up. He's got a weapon.
Okay.
And I just,
roll.
get out of range.
Roll an action to persuade them.
Okay. 24.
24. With the 24. Yeah, with the 24, you are going to convince them. I'm just looking at the map here because I was away from the screen. So you move that way. So I would say you invoke an attack of opportunity from Pythias. He's through the bar, so he'll take this at disadvantage. But he's going to try for it. He's going to miss.
Okay.
Yeah. So you back the girls up as they are kind of like pressed in against each other, like right back here.
Yeah, and I will say I'm kind of in front of them, but like press back far enough that I'm out of range, hopefully.
Okay. All right. That is you. Well played. That certainly disrupts my plans. Well played. Luna, you're up.
right now, Kunari, she's standing or is she laying
She
down?
moved. She was going. She's standing. She was only
Yeah.
told to drop the object.
Oh,
She
gotcha.
wasn't told to like get on the floor. But she didn't make an aggressive action to you, which is why I didn't proc your boom.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take out a spherical object from my
Okay.
bag, and what? I'm not sure on if there's anything against ranged attacks when you're close.
Yeah, it's a disadvantage, I believe. But
Uh,
you're gonna attempt to like throw something.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I would say I'm not gonna have you do it at disadvantage, but it's not a weapon, so I'm not gonna have you like add your proficiency bonus. So it's not like a true attack roll. So it's just a dexterity check, really.
I don't want this to succeed, so I'll take the chance. If its range is disadvantage, then I mean, if I can squeeze past her to not be within 5 feet.
Yeah.
I think
Go for it.
I thought you said you're not
Yeah,
doing
I wasn't
disadvantage?
gonna give you disadvantage.
But I want it's the proficiency part
Yeah, you want that. You want the proficiency.
to make sure I hit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can try to squeeze past her. I'll give her an attack of opportunity at disadvantage because you're invisible.
No problem.
All right, as you kind of like, but yeah, you can like kind of even go up the wall around the light, and as you kind of like make your
Yeah.
move, right? There's just the sound, and she is a seasoned warrior, and as you make your move, she kind of lunges forward with this kind of crystal dagger. It kind of glides through the air, making this attack at disadvantage. Because 14 and 13 on the dice. 17 at disadvantage.
That misses. AC is 19 right now.
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice. Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
you get by, right? You are on the wall. Let's say like on this wall.
Right, and I am throwing my iron band at her.
So
Fuck 'em up.
roll dexterity check.
It's a range attack for me.
No, for her. It's a strength check, right?
On I think on her turn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is a dexterity roll to see if you hit her with it.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's pretty much dex modifier plus proficiency.
No, you're not adding your proficiency at all.
For this,
Yeah, because it's not a weapon.
well, the description
it?
is
Yeah.
dex plus
If
your
it's in the
proficiency
des-
bonus.
Oh, if it's in the description, okay, never mind. I don't
Just-
have the item pulled up in front of me, but I can rectify that.
All right, throw it.
Yeah.
Do I get anything from being invisible? Like advantage.
Yes.
Such as.
Yes. Go ahead.
Surprise attack.
You go to throw it and you're like, oh no, let's go over here.
And it's a natural 20. 'Cause of the
Okay.
dash.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Absolutely.
26 total.
Okay. Yeah, it hits her. It hits her. It absolutely fucking hits her.
And just like a Pokeball, it hits like, and like it makes that like Pokeball sound like, bong. I can't make it. And then the bands just start to encircle her, and then
Yeah, they just kind of burst outwards.
like a mummy, but with iron bands instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just take a look. See. So yeah, you hit her. Bonus action speak the command word. Including when she can make an action to break the bands. Okay. Okay.
She has one check on her turn,
She gets one check, period.
Oh.
or two.
Fuck. I gotta remember. Silvery barbs. I missed it. I didn't get it. Okay. I'm just gonna move your character real quick.
It would have
So
been
you're like,
it would have been an 8. I rolled 18 and 20, so it would,
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you'd have hit. Okay. I'm just gonna
I'm
move you
not
down there.
yeah, and I'm not invisible anymore.
No.
That's gone.
Yeah. So Luna appears kind of like crouched against the wall, Pym, as you see her kind of throw the bands out, and they kind of wrap up Kanari, and she drops, like flops over like a fish. It is
Like-
the Yuan-Ti's turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So Anshin, now seeing you, Luna, he does not have that same charm person effect on you. He's going, both he and Pythias are going to make attacks at you with their poison spray. They're both going to kind of shoot forward. I need 2 Constitution saving throws from you, please, Luna.
Of course.
Let me use the one I rolled a 20 on. First one is 15. Second one is a natural 20 again. So I'm using this dice for quite some time now.
Yes. Stop using whatever dice you were before.
Yeah,
Melt
don't
them.
take any damage because it's just a cantrip. As they're both going to cast it out. And Luna, you are just kind of like ducking and weaving around the spray as it comes out. Jinzo still does not attack. It's Kanari's turn. All right, Kanari. Natural 20. Come on, let's go.
20 strength check.
It's a 3. Kanari does not succeed as she is still restrained by the iron bands.
Yes. Amazing.
Okay.
Now execute the prisoners.
Sarah and Yoma.
What do we do now?
Like we should have done from the start.
Sarah and Yoma are just going to try to push back against you, Pym. Sarah, not really. Sarah's like shaking. She's terrified of like the fighting and stuff going on right now. She's terrified at all the action that's happening here. She's kind of like withdrawing and kind of shutting down. Yoma's holding her closely, tucks her away from the violence, and looks at you and goes, "Please, they're gonna take me to my dad. Please, they just want to take us back home. We just want to go home." As they plead towards you. And that's what they'll do with their turn, because they don't have shit else. They're just NPCs. Edanor, you are up.
Are they like tucked back? Do they have cover?
Yeah, I'd say they're like kneeling down in front of you. They're like kneeling, they're like sharing that square. But yeah, if you want to tuck them back more, you can tell them to move back.
I want to push them back. I think that was my intent, at least, if they...
Okay, sure, yeah, you succeeded with your persuasion check earlier, so yeah, they just kind of move back. They kind of like, they're kids, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right.
Just one quick question. The zone of truth was like, it's a point? Or should I just consider 15 feet it's covering everyone?
It's pretty much covering everybody.
That applies to anyone.
Except for you and me.
So like I can ask something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have to tell you the truth.
They do get to
they have to make a save,
roll
I think.
a charisma saving throw at the start of their turn, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Sure.
We'll cover those when we start to do any dialogue or something.
Yeah.
Edanor, you have the goblins you have Talk in front of you. You have the goblins kind of behind him, and they're kind of like waiting for the next move. And Clink is just kind of like, doesn't have to be like this. As you are bearing down upon them, it is your turn. What would you do?
So in the tent, what I want to do is shift to the side so nobody can get on at least one side of me. So I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you can. It's okay. Yeah, you can kind of like press up against the wall.
Yep. So I'm pressing up against the wall, kind of approaching, and I'm guessing that is Talk. There's probably no way to get
No,
am I able to
get around him.
No. Past him?
No, probably not. As he is kind of, you can see he's got this hand axe in his hand, and he's just kind of looking at you. And he's like, "Let us go."
If I let you go, you're just going to bring down the conquering horde upon us. Why would I let you go? And then I am going to... I guess I kind of gotta hit Talk. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna take a picture for you. I got my nice nat 20.
Okay. Damn.
So I'm gonna nat 20 this frickin' bugbear.
Okay.
Woo.
And hopefully, I sure hope so, because I really need to reduce the amount of people flanking and attacking me.
I'm envisioning a dead Talk and then Edanor just looming like Anakin Skywalker over these goblins.
Yeah, when you walk in.
Yes. We go to World of Histaeria.
So let's see, there's gonna be 2d8s and that's a 16. And plus whatever you roll for your d8s.
Sure. Yes, so Please roll good. I need this. Because I don't think I can survive that many. Okay. 7 plus 5. That's 12. Plus 2. Plus 2 from the radiant. Also, I'm flaring up my wings as I'm smashing down with, coming down like an overhand swing. And
Yep, so-
that is, huh?
That's 32 damage. By my calculations, with that added on, right?
Yeah, so that would be 5, 12, that's 16 damage, I think, total. For my rolls. Because I'm also adding the 2 radiant damage from my thing.
From the thing. Yeah, so I got 32 total with everything added up.
That sounds right.
That is a how do you want to do this?
As I say, why would I let you leave? And I'm going to flare up my wings so like some dust flies up, and he kind of like tries to cover his eyes, and then as he comes down, he sees the devotee sensor just crashing down, just caves in the skull, and then he slumps over to the side. Now, my goblin friends, are you ready to keep going?
Okay.
Okay, here they come. Please don't. Fuck.
The goblins all see Talk go down, and they all just kind of like look to Clink, and Clink looks from Talk to you and goes, "Now hang on just a second there, all right? We still have our uses to you. The gnome. I know what happened to her mother. Let me go and I'll give you that information."
Well, I'm not going to let you leave. But if you would be willing to come in as a prisoner, possibly, and give us the information we have, I might spare you.
All right, lads. They throw their weapons at the ground.
Now, lay down flat. Put your hands behind your back. And I'm going to tie him off.
Oh, God. You have that serial killer voice in you, man.
Just a little bit.
Just a little
All
bit.
right. So yeah, you.
Do they comply?
Yeah, they comply.
Okay.
They are not fucking around. They are seeing Talk go down for one is intimidating enough. Again, you're not looking to die.
Okay.
Okay. Lycus. You're out. So we'll come back to you later on.
Don't I have to make a death saving throw?
No, you've been stabilized.
Dang it.
You've been stabilized, but you are unconscious.
Works for me.
Pym and Luna.
Okay.
There's the two of you left, resolving your encounter. As Kanari is chained up on the floor, unable to do shit. The Yuan-Ti are in their thing. Jinzo is like backed up, hands up, like not, don't hurt me, right? Anshin and Pythias are both looking at Luna. Anshin specifically like looking at Luna and kind of starting to calculate that the odds have turned against him. Pythias, on the other hand, is like aggressively looking between Luna and yourself, and you can tell that Pythias is waiting for someone to make a move, and he will attempt to strike. But Anshin, at least with your passive insights, Pym's passive insight especially, you can tell, okay, Anshin can be reasoned with right now. Like,
Okay.
On the cusp.
Very good to know. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I will cast Command on Pythias.
Okay.
And I will say, yeah, I will say, because Pythias has the little shiv.
It's gonna succeed. I rolled a 3, so whatever I have to save, I failed. No problem.
Okay, you failed that. So I'm gonna command him to drop the shiv.
Drops.
No, I will say throw, and I point it to the floor about 5 feet away from me.
Okay.
And and then I turn to Sarah and Yoma and I say, go get Captain Flintlock. Tell him there is a mutiny and he needs to come here now. Okay?
Okay. And they kind of like carefully walk past everybody, making their way towards the room. Pythias kind of shoots Yoma and Sarah like just a dirty look. Doesn't make to attack or anything, but it's a very like threatening look. And you can see Sarah like tucking in. They kind of tiptoe past you, Luna, around the spotches of floor that is starting to melt. Make it to the doorway, and you can hear their feet just as they kind of make their way out of there.
That's my turn.
Okay.
Whew.
Oh, I pick up the
Pick up
shiv.
shiv.
Pocket
Okay.
that. Yeah.
It's a dagger -1. -1 dagger.
Okay.
All right.
Just what
Luna.
I've always wanted.
Yes.
Really good battle loot.
I'm going to try to de-escalate the situation.
Okay.
I will put my rapier away, and I'm going to go to Kanari and try and just drag her. Let's say roll her or push her outside.
Outside? Okay. Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. Before I do that, so she's restrained. Can she talk at all? Because I was assuming no.
Yeah, if you saying no, I'm fine to say yeah. It just kind of like wraps up all the way down.
I imagine it like a mummy, just
Yeah,
covered all over.
Yeah, I would say like the top of the head and like the bottom of the feet are, and you can see the body, like parts of the body through the bands, right?
Yeah.
It's not like overlapping perfectly. But yeah, no, she can't. I think unless it specifies otherwise,
No, it just says restrained.
Yeah. Then I would say she can probably still talk. Like the head is locked up. You know, just for, you know, ease of use and just kind of, you know, precedent going forward. Yeah, you can still talk. It restrains the body physically.
Then I'll go up to Kanari and I'm just gonna like go down on one knee and ask her, do you know where those children's father is?
Said they came from the same city as you did. Figured we could start there. If we had the time.
Okay. She doesn't know shit then.
Yeah.
I'll try and I'll wait there until Pym makes her move to exit.
Okay. Then just for expedience sake, we'll say Anshin, like Pythias looks like he's considering kind of fighting back again, and Anshin just kind of rests an arm on his shoulder and goes, "It's over. You just die now." Pythias kind of looks around. Damn it. Flintlock eventually joins. You hear the creaking of the wood, the heavy steps and footfalls as the GIF enters the room, kind of absorbing a lot of the light, casting this huge, massive shadow. He looks to you, Pym and Luna. He goes, "Well, it seems that you've got things here handled. Well done."
Well, for now, I better go get Idris. This is his first mate after all. Wait, Kanari's first mate, right?
Kanari is the first mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Was the first mate.
Was. So I'm gonna head out, I think. And
Okay.
First destination is to my mage hand to get the keys.
Okay. Yep.
And put
You got
those in
them.
my inventory, and then I'm
Shara's
heading
just-
to Idris.
Ashara's just waiting there on the outside.
Ashara's like,
oh, he left?
Yeah. Ashara's like tucked in underneath the thing. Like,
I'm new here. I don't have any opinion.
is everything
like
okay? Feathers just like ruffled.
They
Trying to
saw
look like
trouble.
one of those owls that fluff up, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Do I go
fluffed.
past him when I leave?
Yeah. Ashara is just like tucked in behind the crates. Like you can just see the feathers on the floor as they've just been molted, and you hear the.
Okay, I say to them on my way out, I'm so sorry for all this craziness. This was unexpected. I'm gonna find our medic, and we'll get you fixed up right away.
And and are you heading upstairs or out to Idris or what?
So first, I've got the keys. I'm gonna go to Idris to go get him.
Okay, I will say you step down the back of the ship, and as you kind of like are making your way to the bottom of the stairs, you see towards the front of the ship a figure just like through the sandstorm. As it's starting to settle down, we're now in like the eye of the storm as things kind of calm, right? And you see a figure emerging, kind of dragging another figure through a body through the sand. As you see Idris coming up with Lycus in werewolf form. Just kind of.
Okay. I run over. I say, "What happened? Is he okay?"
He attacked me. I managed to fight him off, but we should get him inside. These strange creatures are trying to protect him. Hurry.
Okay.
And sure enough, as the two of you are kind of working to drag Lycus along, you see little forms of sand kind of forming as more of those impish little elementals start to kind of come forward.
One battle to the next, Pym.
And they're not immediately attacking, but you can see them forming, and you can see their little eyes. Again, we're in the eye of the storm right now. Things are like yellow around you and dark and like orange sky, right? You just see them kind of appearing in the periphery as they are making their way towards the wild hunt.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to talk to them for a second and say, "You mean you no harm? Lycus is my friend." And
one of them snaps their jaws aggressively at you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tell these are not friendly.
I just quickly start to tell Idris, Kanari was gonna let the prisoners go, and we've got her bound in the brig, and you should come really fast.
He is already like the two of you are working your Lycus up the stairs, getting him inside as you are kind of just like word vomiting to him everything that's kind of happened, and he goes, "And you stopped her?"
Yeah, Luna and I got her grappled.
And he kind of Lycus is kind of dragged in. The doors are shut, and Lycus are unconscious in the room there with them still. Luna, you see as Pym emerges with Idris and an unconscious werewolf form of Lycus in tow. Coat kind of wrapped up around him as he, just kind of Idris took the time to kind of wrap him up after he thought he was dead.
That's nice.
But he's stable, and then he just comes in. He needs help, quickly.
Where's Ulrich?
Upstairs. Come. And Hammond kind of comes over and just kind of grabs Lycus up around the legs and around the back and just kind of hoists him up all by himself. This massive hippo man just kind of picking up a werewolf like it's nothing, and starts taking him upstairs. And Luna and Pym, you see Idris kind of he bit me, bastard, on the shoulder.
You two fighting?
Yeah.
It's complicated. Come. Let's see that he's taken care of. And the group of you follow upwards. Kanari, what do you do with Kanari?
Well, I think I'm waiting for Idris to get in here.
Oh, he's in, right?
What does Idris do with Kanari?
Oh, good point. Okay, he looks over at Kanari. Put her in the cell with the others. I need to think of what happens next.
I think she's pretty restrained as she is right now. I don't want her coming up with ideas with those three others.
Do we have another cell?
Hammond's out of here. Hammond's scooped up Lycus and heads out. But looking around, you don't see another cell.
Well,
Then-
we could just leave her outside.
Then yes, let's
Tied up
just
to
leave her.
something.
Let's tie her up to some sort of post or something then. She's very well restrained. But yeah, you can kind of fasten her to a post. Would one of you like to helm the sleight of hand check to tie her off?
Ooh, that should be me.
Go for it. And then she kind of looks at Idris as you tie her up.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
That should be me.
It should have been you. Yeah.
Oh no!
Do you want to help me?
You only get one advantage, and your inspiration was it. So what was the roll?
It was a 10. Luna, can you double check my knot? I'm feeling a little frazzled.
Luna, the knot looks fine to you. I'm sorry. It looks like an average. It looks like an average knot. We can't just have everybody just piling in on skill checks.
I'm sure you did okay.
So,
All right.
tied off as we assume to the pole, but still restrained by the iron bands of binding. So, and Idris, come, let's go to this doctor. I'm also in need of attendance, and if those things start to keep forming, we might be in for a long night.
What things?
Strange elemental creatures that are protecting Lycus, made out of dust.
Haven't
They
seen
are.
that before.
Yeah, that's new.
So the group of you are in the sick bay. Edanor, you have your goblins prisoner. What do you do?
So I am going to like hog tie all of them, each of them.
They are. Yeah.
Um,
Roll a sleight of hand.
Yep. Let's see, what is my bonus for that? Okay. Do I have to roll for them individually or just as a
No,
group?
just one hold. One.
Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Good. I love it.
Day of shitty
So much
knots.
inspiration on knots.
Yeah.
I
So
got
very
it.
important
Sailors we
knot.
are. Bunch of
Yeah, we're
sailors.
shitty sailors.
I'll have to
Everybody
cross
I'm
likes
like, is it a
Oh,
loop-de-loop
God.
and pull?
And now your shoes are
Um,
looking cool.
Okay, that's better. That's 15.
Okay, 50.
Otherwise, I would have had like a 3.
Sure. Yeah, you've got them knotted up with a 15. They are hogtied.
And then, so they're hogtied, and I'm gonna kind of set them up, seeing that Clink is all beat up. So what was the plan in the dirt? And don't lie to me.
Wasn't anything too crazy. We're gonna build a watchtower and signal to one of the cataphract ships.
See, was it just you guys that were working together? Anybody else I have to round up in camp?
No, just us.
Can
Talk
I roll
there.
to
Sure.
check? That is a 13 on the insight.
Seems legit.
Okay. I see. Okay. Well, let's say I trust you. I'm sure we'll go over all these questions as later once I'm able to get some of the other crew in front of you. And there will be punishment if you're lying. So. But I trust you, you know? Why would you lie to me? Did you have any other weapons hidden? Any caches?
No, no other weapons. Just what we managed to collect here is under the explanation that we were using it to fix the watchtower.
All right. So that's, and I rolled another insight on that. So that's a dirty 20.
Legit.
Okay, cool. All right. Interesting. Well, see, when we're all honest with each other, people don't need to die. But right now, I told you that I'd let you live. But I also said just you.
God.
And I'm going to coup de grace the other two.
Oh shit!
in front of
Clink.
In front of Clink, and be like,
Brutal.
now you don't have any accomplices, and now you know what happens to those that mutiny.
Yeah, as the two just as you kind of go in and just, I'm gonna say,
It's like the mountain in the thing.
yeah.
An Oberon.
Oh god. Okay, yeah, you coup de grace them, crush them with the sensors, break their necks, and as the bones crunch. Okay, I'm not gonna. You've made your point.
Good. Now, you just sit tight here for a minute. You take a little look around, and I want to search the entire tent and the bodies.
Yeah, you don't find much. They've just got the weapons that are on them, some pieces of leather armor. Talk has some hide armor and what looks like could be used as a club. And then, but yeah, and otherwise in the hut, there's nothing much.
Okay, and how far is the hut? It's not that far from. And can I tell that the storm isn't raging as much right now?
Yeah, you can definitely tell the wind is kind of quieted down.
Okay, so the wind's quieted down, and all right, well, I guess time to go to the others, and they can have all the questions that they need.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna hoist them up and go on to head to the boat. Head out while I got the chance.
Yeah, you've got Clink kind of tucked under the arm, and as the two of you kind of step out, the sandstorm the wind is kind of subsided, and as you look around, you can see those strange little elemental creatures just sitting on the hood of the car, sitting on rocks, sitting on trees and stuff as they kind of look at you, making these kind of strange, snarling signs towards you, but not immediately attacking.
Okay. I'm gonna keep an eyeball on them.
They're making kind of almost like a threatening display.
Gotcha. I'll keep my distance, facing them, but still kind of staying puffed up like an animal.
Yeah.
Be all right, I'm big, don't hit me.
Roll an intimidation check for us.
And
as you kind of walking through, Clink's like, what the fuck are these things?
That's an 18. Okay. And I'll say, your guess is as good as mine, but if you want to risk it with them, I might have actually saved your life from trying to escape into that. You should be grateful. As I continue along.
Okay. Yeah. They kind of look at you. They kind of make these threatening displays, but none of them make the attempt to come close towards you beyond just within 10 feet, making kind of a snap, kind of kicking up sand at you. But you're able to kind of walk through as they're kind of trying to harass you. You can see them kind of flying around, jumping on and just kind of hanging on things. You're able to make it over to the Wild Hunt, the stern of the ship, and you're able to kind of step up the little ladder into the stern. And as you enter in, you can see Kunari strapped up by the iron bands tied to the posts. You can see the Yuan T. That door's probably closed now, but you see Kunari kind of strapped up there.
What's in the name of the gods happened here? It looks like y'all had a fun night, just like I did. As there's blood and gore all over me.
Oh.
And I'm holding a bleeding
Kunari
friend.
Kunari goes, yes, it was certainly quite a rough time. Those prisoners tried to make a kind of a go for it. They stole the item off of Luna and were able to capture me. But the rest of your crew is still upstairs. Could you possibly release me? And I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, that's fair. That is a 17.
That is going to be a silvery barbs. Reroll that, please. Take the lower.
Okay. Well, that was the lower, because it would be a dirty 20 for the top one.
Okay. Yeah. Laces some magic in the words as they attempt to suggest to you a course of action that you might be more suspicious of ordinarily. and you retain your suspicion.
Okay. And
Somebody gag her.
with my
You're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we're all in the same place now.
No, Canary was left below. You guys are upstairs with Ulrich in the sick bay with Lycus,
Okay.
Ulrich, Pym, and Idris.
And so would I know that they're kind of like lying or whatnot, or like
You
I
can-
get that vibe?
You get that vibe. There's a sense of magic in the air. Something that you could sense that something was up just now.
Yep. I'm gonna get close, almost looking like I was going to, like it worked or whatever.
Mhm.
And be like, I've already dealt with one mutiny. Don't feel like dealing with another, and I just punch him in the nose.
Okay.
So.
All right. Takes
And
the
then
damage.
move
Kind
Yep.
of.
Fair enough.
You heading upstairs to the sick bay. You all, Lycus is just waking up. Lycus, you have 1 HP.
Cool.
You are no longer in your werewolf form, unless you choose to be. But as you come to consciousness, Edanor is walking into the room with Clink tucked under the arm. Pym, Luna, you all watch as Edanor enters and joining your group.
Canary tried to trick me. I'm guessing that there's a reason why we restrained.
Oh, we
Kalashar.
found the spy.
Oh,
Obviously,
There
it
was a
Canary.
mutiny.
I look at Clink. Were you working with them?
No, not me. I swear. The group of you can tell that Clink is terrified of Edanor at the moment.
What did you do, Edanor?
Prevented another mutiny, I guess.
Multiple mutinies.
Yes. I question our policy on prisoner taking, but now at least we only have to worry about this one. Talk also is working with them. As I look at Lycus, I'm like, Lycus, wait a second.
Beaten
Why
up
are you
and
so
bloodied.
damaged?
Yeah.
And I kind of roughly drop Clink down, still hogtied.
Also,
And,
Lycus, you have 1 level of exhaustion.
Of course.
I'm going, yeah,
When you
why
roll,
not?
when you roll death saving throws on my table, it automatically applies.
I go over and immediately do a lay on hands.
Didn't you use your last 10 already?
No, sorry, not lay on hands. Healing hands.
Healing hands. Okay.
It's a different one.
Yep. So
That is 6 health.
And what did you
Cool.
get up to, Edanor?
Well, I got a little turned around, if you can believe it, in the storm. And I entered the wrong tent. But it turned out to be the right tent, it seems. I came in upon Clink, Talk, and the conspirators, the rest of the goblins, conspiring to summon the ship from the conquering host, just as I had feared. Luckily, I happened to be there. Unfortunately, I did take a little bit of a beating, not as bad as I was afraid of, since they, after showing Talk, well, after eliminating Talk, they came relatively peacefully.
Where are the rest of them?
Well, I can't risk having it happen again, and 1 prisoner is easier to follow than 3. So for their mutiny and treason, I administered justice. For treason is death.
Well, hard to argue. After tonight, we've had a mutiny with the Yuan T in the prison cells as well.
Are they alive?
Yes.
Yes.
Edanor,
Still-
I want you to know that I think you did the right thing. And I'm also very
Okay.
proud of you for sparing Clink's life.
Well, I wanted you to talk to Clink, and part of the agreement for them to lay down their weapons was that I would let Clink live. And if anything, I'm a man of my word.
I
Right,
respect
Clink.
yes.
And how did you plan to summon the
good.
ship?
They were going to use the tower.
Clink.
But yes, tell
Oh.
Clink, definitely tell. You did not tell me what kind of signal it would be.
The Cataphract Legion uses different sort of flag codes, reflections. We have different ways to communicate over long distances. All we needed to do would have been to spy a ship on patrol and signal them in.
Interesting.
Very
Lycus
interesting.
sits up at this time and just goes, just blood coughs everywhere.
Lycus.
You do have 7 health, though.
What you're saying is, you might be able to get a new ship.
I think in this moment, Edanor, Luna, and Lycus, we give each other a look.
I look right at Luna and just kind of give a look like.
Look at.
Pym is like, not sure what's going on here, but Lycus, did you know that there's some weird, aggressive little sand spirit things kind of flying around you and protecting you?
No,
Yeah,
all I
saw
remember
those.
was her voice, her howl, and then
Oh.
an incredible desire to. I look over to Idris.
Yeah, Ulrich is like
Hold my
currently
friend.
like wrapping up the arm and the chest. What did you say? Sorry.
Well, you looked real yummy, is all I'm saying. I'm sorry.
I have that effect on people.
He tries to get up. He's just like, you have a lot of effects. As like he has a whole new scar across his chest, like crisscrossing between the trident scars from before.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right.
This isn't another one of your exes doing, is it, Lycus?
I have a strong feeling.
Might be the same one. I think she's mad.
So she knows
We
where
really
are.
should get a list of how many exes you have at one point.
I can provide that.
Do we have to worry about? Can you? From what I'm aware of, you're new to the bestial form of yours. Do you? Are you? Can you change others from your bite?
I'm not sure. Do you want to find out? He gives you a little
Idris?
wink.
Well, yeah, you bit Idris, so I was
And
wondering.
Idris
the same thing,
Idris
actually.
is kind of like snake tongue flickering. Lycus. I don't know if Lycus would know, but I know Edanor had previously succeeded on previous checks about lycanthropy.
Yep.
The disease can be spread by the bite.
So I'm just gonna be like, well, from my knowledge, it is contagious via bite. Would I know what the if it
The
could
time.
be cured or timeline or anything like that? Aside from that,
Are you proficient in medicine?
I am.
You may roll that check.
I will roll for it. All right.
Can I relay any medical knowledge I'm aware of?
Sure, you can
Sure.
provide advantage. What'd you get?
Well, I could have used that instead of that rope check. I could have used it for this because I got a nat 1.
You have advantage though from
You have
Luna.
advantage.
Oh, I
from
got
Luna.
advantage. Okay.
Luna gives you
Oh, thank
advantage.
God. Okay.
So
All
this is
right.
the possible herbs and continue.
All right. So then, all right, that would be.
This is the possible herbs.
That'd be a
Advantage
13.
enforced.
Good help.
It's the limit, I know.
This is the possible herbs that you could use for that. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 13.
13.
Yeah.
With a 13, you know that it's transferred by the bite.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's a connection with the full moon, and that they change on the full moon. But as far as how long between the bite and the first change, unsure.
Full moon. How would we do the full moon now that the world isn't? It's just
Yeah.
we'll see.
It's up to we'll find out.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
Cannot know.
So I guess, yeah, I'll just relay that to the group. Based on full moon, not entirely sure how to cure it. Maybe a
Uh-oh.
spell, but I do know it will essentially mature into lycanthropy at the full moon, whenever that would be in this new world.
That would turn into a beast like him.
I do not know how you caught it initially, Lycus, but I'm guessing you would essentially. Oh, interesting. All right, so you got
Lycus
like
in
freaking.
game.
Yeah, just like very quietly, just like.
So lycanthropy is an STD. You got the kind of herpessyphilades on that one, buddy.
Any
This is why you always
exchange of
wrap
bodily
it.
fluids. Well, why don't we get Ulrich in here?
Yeah.
Maybe he knows something that we don't
Ulrich's here. He's like wrapping
Yeah.
up
know.
Idris.
Oh, Ulrich,
Okay.
what do you know about lycanthropy?
He's like, I've been here the entire time.
Poor
Just
Ulrich is getting.
This
always
is my
roasted
sick
by
bay.
Pym.
You just lack presence. Have more confidence.
Ulrich is dressing the wound, and Ulrich goes, my experience is limited. As far as I know, what your friend says is correct. The next full moon would be when you change, but I haven't seen, let alone any night sky in weeks. So,
Well, why did you change? Do you think just now?
yeah.
Oh, that wasn't. I think she has some control over me.
Who's she?
And at this point, I would sort of explain the story of who she is and how I met her and
Inaria.
kind of how I ended up here. It hasn't been an issue until now. If anything, this body has felt more like mine than mine ever did. Until... And he looks over to Idris. Clearly, I wasn't in control anymore.
Don't say. Can you be gentler? I'm sorry. But I've got to get this sutured, sir.
So wait, I don't know anything about Inaria. What? I don't know this story.
So, Lycus, from like how far back are you gonna explain?
First meeting till now, like I'll tell him everything.
So, yeah. If you like, I can help you out a little bit.
Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. So you would have kind of covered meeting outside the librarium in Bellens, where you'd first met, where you'd first washed up on shore. You met Inaria there along with a couple of allies. You fought the scum. You went from there, from the librarium to the city of Bellens to try to liberate it from the scum. And then you learned of a... Roll a history check at this point.
All right.
See if these details are retained.
That's not bad. 16.
16. You do recall that there was a gnome professor of the university who had a plan to teleport the city. And you explored various sections of the city with your friends Jackrabbit, Inaria, and Dahlia, and eventually you made it to the School of Enchantment when the wave hit, the last wave, and just then the city teleported. So
That's when I met Luna.
that's shortly after that, after the city reappeared, you had met Luna. With your 16 history, though, I will point out there was the flood and the wave, as people have discussed this, hit on April 29th. You reappeared like 2 weeks later. So you were teleported for several weeks. You would tell about how you came back. You awoke in the city of the School of Enchantment, or the school that you were in.
Increst University.
Fincrest University, yes, which is where you met Luna. It was just before you met Luna that you had your fateful encounter with Inario. And the details of that are something more explicit, which we will not get into.
Yep.
And then after meeting Luna, the rest is history.
Yeah.
Luna knows everything from then on in.
One thing you have to realize about Lycus Pym is he has a lot of vengeful exes.
I'm gathering that, yeah.
We've only dealt with 3, and this one wasn't vengeful. She just made a bad decision, and then now she's vengeful. Now she is vengeful. That's fair.
Isn't she supposed to be with and David, remind me, what was his name? Suriko?
Siriko.
Ah, it was almost there.
Siriko, the air
Siriko?
genasi.
Yeah, last we saw of her was with that highly attractive guy. What was it? Siriko?
That's debatable.
He was up there.
I mean, he did look kind of like me.
His eyes roll out of his body.
Wow, I didn't know that werewolves could do that.
So, hold on. Why? Okay, this gnome professor was going to teleport the city
Yes.
to try to save the city from what was happening?
Yes, to save it from the oncoming wave.
And they were successful.
Well, maybe a moment too late. As the wave hit, seems that the teleportation didn't quite save it. It just fell from the sky everywhere.
Yeah.
Ruins.
You messed up the formula somewhere.
Happens all the time.
Well,
Happens all the
timing
time.
is everything, you know?
Long
I mean-
division error.
But
Okay.
this is all because Inari seemed like she was going to be lifted up to godhood by some malicious fucko. And I told them to go fuck themselves. And took her, I don't know, her destiny from her, I guess. So she might be a little bad about that.
So, do we know for sure that Idris has this disease now? Or is it possible that he didn't contract it? Like, does every bite result in a spreading?
How about I don't think we have anything to worry about. Like it's been mentioned that we have to wait on a full moon. So Idris just has to stay within this area of the world, essentially.
As far as we know, yeah. Okay.
You're telling, and Idris, there's a change in him as he kind of like slams the fist down. You're telling me that I'm now trapped here, otherwise I become some sort of beast.
Till we find a cure.
And is there a cure? Kind of looks over to Ulrich. Hey, and he just kind of grabs him by the collar and pulls him closely. Is there a cure? I don't know. Maybe. It's back in the day, and he just kind of like pulls him closer, and you can see he just doesn't have his helmet on at the moment. So he's, as he was being treated, and you can see his face, like the serpentine head, and you can see along the bottom of the eyes filling with red as he kind of starts to have these tears of blood kind of streaking down the face. Tell me there is a cure.
Okay.
that you
Okay.
Idris,
He doesn't know. Ulrich
If-
doesn't know. None of us know.
if there's to be a cure, we shall do it. We must do it before this proverbial full moon.
Does anybody know
I
if
would
there's a full
imagine it has to be
moon
that.
coming?
Don't ex-
Or
We don't experience night anymore.
yeah, I mean,
Where
I
we
don't
are.
think there's moons in the sky, but there can't be a full moon without nighttime.
That is true. So maybe it might not function, but I believe that we must assume a cycle of some sort. With
What
this.
did you mean, Luna? You said if I stay in these parts of the world.
Well, if you stay where there's constant light, you'll less likely to experience any sort of full moon effect.
What are you talking about?
Did you notice that we're in constant daylight?
I know we're in constant daylight, but are you saying there's other parts of the world with nighttime that are not experiencing the same thing?
Well, one can
Purely
only assume.
It's a
So
conjecture.
Luna, you did have that previous discussion with another UNT who had some interesting dealings with you, and you were taught about that kind of like phase structure, working it over time. You have a working theory of kind of what's happened, and you can explain that cosmology if you'd like.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion and create like a sphere of the world with light on one side, a light source coming from one side, and say, this is what we live on. This is our world. And I'll just let Luna kind of.
This essentially, and you just correct me wherever I go wrong here, David.
Sure.
Essentially, at some point, the world stops spinning. We're kind of stagnant, and our light source is coming from the. I know directions because of keen mind, so I will.
Yes, we'll say like the southern hemisphere.
Yeah. So, one can only assume that if the world has stood still, light's coming from that source, then anywhere outside of that source, as you start to circulate the world, would not have this light.
As Pym, as you kind of use your minor illusion to make that happen, Idris looks to you, Lycus, and goes, so the two of us, if we were to go into this darker part of the world, if it's full moon there, and it may be, the world doesn't rotate anymore, are we going to be subject to these every single time?
That might be going a little beyond my knowledge of lycanthropy, but if you were to ask me what my guess would be, it would be yes.
Shoots daggers at you, Lycus. I know it's not your fault.
No.
I will find a way to cure this. And I recommend you do the same.
We can probably help each other.
Otherwise, who knows? Maybe next time you turn your fangs on Luna or Pym.
Maybe I should try to go find her. She seems to be near. I heard her.
What's the storm outside right now?
At the moment, you hear the wind still kind of howling. There is a window, and as you kind of glance outside, you can see you're still in the eye of the storm at the moment, and you can see those elementals kind of crawling around the camp. You can see as you watch, you can see their little bodies just kind of like walking all over the sunweave sails, all over your vehicle. You can see them kind of like crawling out of the sand. You can see as you watch, one of them kind of looks at you through the window.
That's unsettling.
These little dust monsters, they're dangerous.
Yes, they are. They were protecting you. As we were fighting, they appeared and suddenly aided you in battle.
Then maybe she doesn't want to hurt me right now.
You want to go search for her now? Is that what you're suggesting?
If she's
my medical opinion, you are in no state to be searching for anybody, says Ulrich.
Are we supposed to be getting ready for a hunt? Listen, I want to help you too. Without a doubt. I want to help all of you. But we discussed what we were going to do next, and this is an important endeavor. We all understand the importance and the gravity of this, right? If anyone else gets a hold of that raptor heart, we're all screwed.
And Lycus, I think she has your. I'm going to assume she has your scent, so she's probably going to be
Maybe she'll find us.
exactly 100 feet, 200. She's going to be around.
Luna, you have keen mind and all that good stuff. Roll a quick intelligence check. History, actually, sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna burn an inspiration on that just
Hell
for
yeah.
funsies.
Come on, dude, burn the
Burn
inspiration.
it all! Burn
I
it
rolled
all.
a natural 1.
Put to the ground.
Yeah, that's not much better. 10.
Okay, I'll give you this because it's not too crazy. The directions that the storm seemed to be coming from, and the direction that the raptor, where you guys were told, headed, are both the same direction. Both to the west.
Okay, and I'll mention that as well.
Because Hammond told Pym, and I'm sure Pym kind of relayed that kind of stuff to you guys about the hunt.
So right now we have 2 objectives. The raptor comes first because it could be, from what you're saying, even more world ending than what we're currently in. Double world ending. And I think we have a pretty good understanding that these storms, where they're stemming from the fallen city, seem to be coming from that direction. And we have that storm trident, that I think we have to investigate, or these storms are going to continue and continue. So we're
There's
not in a good...
also...
Yeah?
Sorry, there's also the mech suit, which we haven't found yet.
Correct.
But we know that the mech suit is useless without the key. The
Yeah, we'd
monkeys
have to find...
the key. The
Yeah.
raptors after the monkeys as well. Their food source or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Also,
it sounds-
Edanor,
Yes.
just real quick, you should probably talk to the girls. They need... You just have a conversation with them.
Something
What did
happened.
they do?
Well, they trusted the wrong people. Konari said that, promised them that they were going to take the girls to their father, when in fact Konari had no idea whether or not their father was alive or where he might
And
be.
did we confirm? We confirmed that with Kanari. I assumed you used your magics.
Yeah, Konari doesn't know shit.
Kanari will pay for this deception as well. I will talk to the girls. Did they hear it come from Kanari? Or were they...
Not really
think-
sure.
I think they had left the room
See.
by then.
They seemed very scared, though. I think they may have realized that they made a mistake. But I'm just saying,
I understand.
we should talk to them.
I
They
will...
really
Yes.
want to see their father.
I understand.
Keep that in mind.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you for letting me know. And I will actually go address that now. It looks like everything else is settled here.
So I think are we going to rest and then get ready for this hunt? Is that what we're kind of leaning towards?
I think that would be best.
The plan was to rest after we left the vehicle.
Yeah.
So I think we should, after this diversion, I can definitely say that I am feeling it. And then also looking over just the gore and everything on that. Oh,
And if this storm is her trying to find me, it'd be best if I'm not here. So, sooner we rest and leave, the better.
that is fair. We must. The girls will be coming with me. I will not leave them.
Edanor, Yoma doesn't want a dad. Doesn't want another dad.
That's fine. I'm not going to leave them to sit at this camp, though.
That's fine. I'm saying
They'll come with us. I understand.
when you talk to her, if you want to talk, Sarah will see you and appreciate you. Yoma will reject you.
Yes, I understand. She's rebellious. That's why I kind of asked you to step in on that. I'll continue to let you work with her. Of course, I'm not going to ignore Yoma, but I understand that there's different tacks that we must take. And then I'm going to use one of my charges on my little owlbear plushie, and I guess it would be use it for mending. So then I can kind of mend up some tears in the clothing, make it look a little better. Anybody can help me clean up a little bit. I don't think it'd be best to pop in on the girls with all this blood.
Prestidigitation, I'll cast it.
Ooh,
Look all.
Hey, you said that really well, Nigel.
Prestidigitation. I saw you really focusing. Yeah, I'm like, I even do a pit check. Interesting scent, cinnamon and roses. Thank you, Luna. And then I'm gonna head to where the girls are at.
Okay. All right. Anybody else looking to do anything?
I'll just go up to Ulrich and say, "Hey, thanks for making my friends feel better."
Oh, yeah. It's my job. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm good. I just need some sleep, I think.
Well, looks like you can all use a little bit of sleep, honestly. Yeah, you can find bunks, or if you want, it's a little quieter. My bunk is just back there behind those curtains. I'm not, and flushes red as he sees Lycus's face. And Idris kind of looks at him too. I'm just so you can use it. It's just so you can rest. That's all.
A good way to make use of a bunk. He disappears as he's following after Edanor.
I just say, thanks for the offer, but I rather like my bunk.
Yeah, for sure. No problem.
Shutting down the awkward doctor. Breaking hearts, Pym.
Yeah, well, is there anything else you need? Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah, you know where to find me. Luna, do you Miss Lunazra? Sorry, are you okay? You kind of awkwardly trying to look away.
I haven't been harmed. I'm okay for now. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are heading for the hunt tomorrow, if that's still on, just be careful with that sandstorm out there. I'd worry about you guys. Maybe I can fix up a couple more health potions or something for you, just in case.
That would be really, really helpful.
I'll probably need some ingredients from Wabba-Dub-Dub, but I can see if I can make something happen. Although there's those creatures out there. I'll figure something out.
Let me know if you need my help.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I walk away. I'm going to my bunk.
And Luna, yeah?
I will go to Ulrich.
Okay.
And I'll tell him, keep trying. I have a feeling there might be something there. I'm rooting for you.
Just
I'm kneeling down and looking at him.
was like
Luna
pink
is a
before,
shipper.
now bright red. Right? Did she say anything about me?
Your name comes up often enough that I think the odds are in your favor.
Cool.
But based on what I've read, you have to be more casual about it.
Okay. Be more
Don't
casual.
seem too needy. The leading her to your bunk, that's a little too much.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
Ask her to do an activity. You know?
Okay. Yeah. What does she like?
Singing, playing songs.
Playing songs. Pulls out a notebook and starts kind of scribbling.
Perhaps poetry.
Poetry.
Anyways, good luck. And I'll stand back up, and I just want to speak to Idris for a little bit too.
Sure.
Idris, when you came in, you looked almost disappointed that we had Kunari restrained. Could you explain why?
I was. You're perceptive, Luna. I was hoping that Kunari would lead me to the slumbering serpents' next cell, wherever they were operating out of next. I knew she was a spy, and I figured if she took her friends, perhaps the first thing they would do would be to retreat for orders. Finding me in the Frog Grove exposed, it's a good opportunity. And now I suppose I will have to find that information in a different way.
Well, I could always try and probe into her mind. Ask her a few questions.
She's a Kalish star, my friend. I appreciate the offer, but that would be very difficult.
But
She's
I'm
just
not
as
her
like
Elwins. I can certainly try.
You can certainly try. I would be interested to see. If you do, let me know what you learn. Keep in mind, it may not be her that has the information. I suspect Anshin, if I were to guess, would be the one. He's been a member of the Slumbering Serpent for quite some time.
Okay. Because of their plans tonight was clearly for Kunari to release the three of them and make their way out, assuming that whatever cell they were going to was close enough to reach on foot during a sandstorm.
All I can say is that they probably use the sandstorm for cover. Where and how they intended to get there is for them to decide. But you certainly proved more capable than I expected. You and your companion, Pym, to take on Kunari and 3 of the Slumbering Serpents. I'm impressed. Tell me, you've been with Lycus for a bit now.
Yes.
But he doesn't know everything. Right.
And I'll give a, serious look. No.
Well, then perhaps you consider, if you're having a bit of difficulty still trusting him, perhaps you consider signing up with a different crew. I'm in the market for a first mate, you know.
I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna hit him.
Well, I'll consider it. You are a more capable captain at the moment, having the experience clearly shown. But Lycus also seems easier to manipulate. So I'll have to weigh my options.
You're clever. Well, keep the offer in mind. Should things change, you can let me know. But be aware, it may not last forever. You're not the only capable person on your crew.
Well, from what I've seen, I can't disagree. Well, you clearly need your rest.
I could say the same.
Yeah, I probably have blood all over too because I'm not looking too good HP wise. Then I shall go find somewhere around here to rest. Well, I shall see you in the morrow.
I'll see you in a few hours. Rest well. As he kind of lays down, Ulrich tending to him as the door closes. Pym and Luna, you are able to find places to rest. That is not going to be difficult for you. Edanor and Lycus, the two of you do manage to track down the girls. Following their scent with Lycus's help, it leads you to Captain Hammond's quarters, the captain's quarters. And in there, you see Hammond kind of sitting on a chair, his hulking form. Come on now, it's not that bad. It's a world of adventure before you. You'll be fine. You're in good hands. And as the two of you enter, he says, speak of the devil and he shall appear, I see. And I will leave the four of you alone. It seems you have much to discuss. Kind of pets you on the shoulder, Edanor and Lycus.
Thank you, Captain.
Take all the time you need.
I appreciate it. Well, girls, it sounds like you've had an exciting night. I'm gonna kind of... Are they like sitting down or something like that? Or?
Yeah, they're both sitting down on these kind of fairly plush chairs. They're both kind of drawn in close, holding hands. And Edanor, as you kind of walk in and you begin talking, Sarah kind of breaks away from Yoma and runs up and just arms around your waist.
Oof.
Hugs onto you.
You're getting stronger, Sarah.
Kind of tucks tucks her face into you. I didn't know what they were going to do. I swear.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Yoma
You're safe.
looks...
That's all that matters.
Yoma's still sitting, just kind of looks across, barely makes eye contact with you, Lycus, but then kind of quickly kind of dashes away. And you can get a sense of maybe a little bit of shame, maybe a bit of guilt.
Can I also use my calm emotions?
Sure.
Yep. So I'm going to use one of my charges there.
Okay.
And potentially I'd be using it on Yoma and Sarah. And they can choose to fail the saving throw, otherwise it's a charisma saving throw, to kind of, calm them down.
Sure. Sarah probably is not going to resist. Yoma is going to fail resisting.
Okay. So just using
Calms as
that,
well.
Yep. Just calms them down, and I sit down with Sarah on my lap, and kind of show it's like, see, I keep this wherever I go, and it always knows that it reminds me of you and what I'm fighting for. Whatever happens, I'm here for you, and Yoma. Even though I know Yoma doesn't always like it.
Are we in trouble?
You're not in trouble. I understand you want to find your father.
I don't know about that. Yoma, you did mutiny against us. I think
Not part of
that's
your crew.
What are you talking about? You're one of the most important members.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but you leave me behind all the time.
Yeah, because we can't risk you getting hurt. We need someone to survive.
It's true.
And
You care.
he's gonna take off his jacket and lay it over Yoma's shoulders. And listen, if making the wrong choice was some sort of contest in life, you're not going to beat me. I've made far more incredible wrong choices. I look over to Edanor than you will ever make.
He is very
okay.
right, Yoma. It's really a coin toss with this one. And I kind of nudge him in the shoulder.
That being said, I'm not going to ask you not to trust anyone. Because what are you going to do if you don't trust someone? But relying on them to find your dad, you can't. That's why I'm going to make you strong enough to do it yourself. You're not going to need me, Red, nor anyone. You're going to have us. Because we're always going to be here. Nothing can kill me except me. But you're going to have us if you need us. If you want us. Now, I know it's been a long day. But how about a quick sparring session? I want to show you something. And I just want to try and get her like moving a little bit and like not like having a good time, but just enough to have her focus on not her failure, but like what she's got ahead of her.
Okay. So this is you're trying to kind of coax kind of like a guilty, moody teenager, right? So she's kind of like staring at her hands as you kind of like pull at her arm and pull her up. Roll a persuasion check, please.
Will do.
Edanor, you can feel free to assist if you would like to somehow.
Definitely. I'll be like, I'll just say, "What are you, a chicken, Yoma?"
Sarah, as the two of you start to giggle about that, Sarah starts to giggle as well, and Yoma's pride starts to kind of sting a little bit. What'd you get?
Persuasion. That's a 17.
17 gets her up. She's up, and she's standing in front of you, right? Kind of listlessly kind of puts the arms kind of in the air as it's just kind of squaring up with you. Two of you begin your sparring session, and throughout the session, you just kind of like tagging her. Sarah's sitting on Edanor's knee, laughing at the shenanigans before her. And for a moment, things kind of start. She lightens up, right? You land a couple of like cheeky little tags on her, fake her out once in a while, and she starts to go from kind of like she almost can't help herself, going from like this frustration into this kind of like resignation, and then finding that she's actually having a bit of fun.
Mm-hmm. At one point she hits me right in my stomach, actually hits me because I got distracted, and then just blood comes out of many of my wounds. I'm like,
yeah. You take one damage. Take one damage.
You're gonna be real strong.
After that little bout of sparring, if it's all right with you guys, I'm going to say the group of you all take a rest. You all, find your different cabins after some lighthearted, trust building and reestablishing this relationship. And as you all find different lodgings, barracks, corners of the room where you can privately go through your own thoughts and decompress over the day's events. Your wounds pulsing and stinging as you lay down for rest and your eyes eventually close. We're going to stop for today.
All right.
We're going to pick up at the end of your long rest. You guys will have the night. We don't need to worry about rolling that shit or anything. The crew is on attention, and they are keeping watch for you. As the four of you.
Can I add this for next session? If it's within the time limit, I would want to do a little diary scribbling.
Absolutely. We'll
Let's
pick up with that
for next session.
Yeah, we'll start off with that next session.
Yeah, and I'm gonna run through some prayers after the dark shit that Edanor did.
Sure, yeah, you can absolutely prep your prayers for next session.
Yeah.
Polish me of my sins. There are many. Roughly 4.
Last thing is you all level up to level 5.
Ooh.
Bitchin'.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations. You are
That's
level
doing it
amazing.
Becoming more unstoppable.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh,
All
now
right.
I can hit twice.
Oh boy.
Me too.
You too.
Well, 4 times.
Fireball.
Oh no! We're all dead.
Oh god.
Do I have
Finally in my
uncanny dodge
hands.
yet? Do I have uncanny dodge yet?
Power in the palm of my hands. Good job, guys. Very well done. You foiled the plans of Kunari as she was attempting to escape. You preempted the planned betrayal of the goblins, and you have learned a little bit more about what could be afflicting Captain Lycus Stratus, the nature of his lycanthropy, and we are going to be digging into the relationship between him and Inaria. So, that's that.
Woo.
See you guys next session.
Cool.
Fantastic work. Great job to the players. Guys, right here, Delta Crypto channel. We'll see you guys for the next Sandsea Saga. Peace. Like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.